ranked 5th among the GSL rushers. Perhaps indicative in part of how good Jeff Bearwald is the Wood has just 3 fewer carries, but more than 300 less yards, 97 carries, 488 yards. He ranks 5th in the GSL. One more quick note on Bearwald. He's 4th in total offense as well with no passing statistics and leads the league in scoring with 10 touchdowns, 60 points.
The opening kickoff is next on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future...
Glad you could come in.
It's the only place to be.
Look what they've done to my oatmeal.
Look what they've done to oatmeal.
Why, for goodness sakes, now crispy flakes.
For a whole new taste to feel.
Look what they've done to oatmeal.
New Oatmeal Raisin Crisp. Big, crispy flakes made with real oatmeal, raisins, and bits of almonds. And that's what we've done to oatmeal.
I can't believe my eyes, a crispy new surprise. For a whole new taste to feel. Look what they've done to oatmeal.
Well, this is the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. The team's on the field warming up. The kickoff comes up shortly. North Central, with a victory tonight, keeps their playoff hopes alive at least for 24 hours until University gets into action tomorrow. Mead is out of playoff action. They are playing for pride, basically, right now in the season. And there are still playoff possibilities around the league. Gonzaga Prep needs to win tomorrow in order to clinch a playoff spot, and so does University. So it's a big night here tomorrow at Joe Albi Stadium. Here's a look at the standings, Todd. We'll see Gonzaga Prep on top, then a dogfight.
Really, University, of course, benefiting a little bit. We talked about last week's game, and Pat Pfeiffer might be a little bit upset right now. Of course, Ferris playing for the tie earlier in the year, and that shook things up, kind of helped University. In fact, Ferris has really helped the Titans a lot by tying them and then by knocking off Lewis and Clark in that 8-7 game we had last week. As you can see, North Central keeping its hopes alive as much as possible, but again, sort of slim chances as U-High with a game up on everybody. The Titans hoping to get one more win, and that would, of course, clinch the number 2 spot for them. Gonzaga Prep getting ready for the playoffs once again, and the Bullpups move to the top of the AAA poll this week as we'll take a look at the standings. Gonzaga Prep, the defending state champion, ranked number 1 now because Juanita was knocked off last week, and so the team which faced Prep last year for the state championship was finally upset. So G Prep moves up to number 1 from the number 2 ranking the Bullpups had all year long. And as you saw there a moment ago, Renton ranked number 2 along with Bellevue. Now, in the Big 9 conference, of course, the Big 9 number 2 team will come up here to Albi Stadium to face the GSL champion in the first round of the playoffs. Right now, the Big 9 stands with Richland at 6-0 as they came up with a big win over Kennewick. Kennewick is 5-1, and Kamiakin and Eisenhower are 4-2 right now in the standings, and they have a big game coming up tomorrow night in the Big 9, where Kennewick travels to Eisenhower in Yakima. And should Kennewick come up with a victory there along with Richland, that would pretty well lock up the 1 and 2 spots for the Big 9. And it's interesting, Larry, talking to a fellow down in the Tri-Cities and getting some word on him on some of the teams and how they look. And he watched last week's game. He said, boy, I couldn't believe Ferris going for the 2-point conversion. Those guys had a heck of a lot of nerve. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, why didn't they play for the tie and then win it in the tiebreaker? I said, we don't have the tiebreaker. The Big 9 conference has the tie-breaking system for all the regular season games as well, so a little bit different between the GSL and the Big 9 conference. What you see there on the Mead Panther helmets, we want to show you that for just a second. The number 78 that the Mead players are wearing right now, that's in honor of one of their teammates, Roy Peterson, a senior defensive lineman, who passed away in his sleep during this season. It was after the second week of the season for the Panthers, and Roy did not see action in the game. It was not a football-related injury, but he passed away Friday night of that week while he was asleep. And so the Mead Panther players, of course, dedicating the remainder of the season to him and in his honor, wearing his uniform number on their helmets. That was something that we wanted to share with you a little bit tonight and pay tribute to Roy Peterson, a member of the Mead Panther high school football team.
We're going to be watching one of the top scorers, in fact, the top scorer in the league tonight. There you see Jeff Bearwald of Mead with 60 points. And the top kick scorer in the league, you see on the bottom of the screen there, 5th in the league. That's Jason Cromer of University with 13 points after touchdowns and 4 field goals. But Beerwald's had an outstanding season, and then also he's been hurt for one game, so he's only had 5 games this season.
Yeah, Jeff Beerwald would be very, very close to the 1,000-yard season already if he had not missed a game. He, of course, still has a great possibility to crack that. Only 10 rushers have had a 1,000-yard or more single season. We'll take a look at the way things are going so far here for the year, and you can see Jeff, just the average is so outstanding, and, of course, he broke several long ones, had that great game early in the year here on our Game of the Week against Central Valley. Wood of University in second place, and again you can see how many more carries he's had, and still trailing Jeff, but a good season for Wood, who's been a key to the Titans race for the playoffs. The 1-2 punch of Thomas and Duncan at Lewis and Clark, and there you saw on the bottom Mike Wood of North Central as we see Jeff Beerwald warming up in the backfield along with Matt Yakeley. But Mike Wood having a great year for the North Central Indians, and you know, my thinking coming into the game, of course, would be that Jerry McCullough has done another super job for the Indians and kind of turned things around again, and they've really sort of gotten things pointed in the right direction for that program.
Jerry McCullough, by the way, in his second year at North Central, he's accumulated a 9-6 record in his career. Counting the times in Montana, he was 75-54. There we see Craig Haugen of North Central, the number 4 rated passer in the league, and he will be in action, of course, this evening.
And, of course, those totals that you see are based on yardage. That's how they rank them in the league. Mike Pfeiffer has already finished another game, so he'll have some newer statistics as the Ferris Saxons won tonight's opening game of the doubleheader over the Rogers Pirates. Final score in that game was 27-0 in favor of the Ferris Saxons in a game they pretty well controlled throughout the contest. Some of the leading receivers in the GSL, and while we take a look at that, we might also want to mention that Larry Gonzalez of Ferris, with his 14 catches last week in the game we had here against Lewis and Clark, set a new Greater Spokane League single-game receiving record with those 14 catches. You see Mike Dewey of North Central with 294 yards receiving, ranking him second in the league. His 3 touchdowns share the mark, by the way, for the most receiving touchdowns for a GSL pass catcher this year.
And we'll see total offense, and you mentioned it in the open just a moment or two ago, Todd. Jeff Beerwald, despite not throwing any passes, is ranked 4th in the league in total offense. That's quite a feat.
And despite missing a game as well, or otherwise he'd be ranked 3rd in the league, as you see how close he is to Kelly Benzel. Very, very rare that a running back gets ranked up that high, especially later in the season as the quarterbacks continue to accumulate a lot of passing yardage. And it's just for him to be up amongst the leaders is fantastic. We said, of course, missing another game, he'd be well up there, and just goes to point out the super season that he's had, and probably the top offensive player in the GSL. And you can see Mike Haugen ranked 5th among total offense leaders. As we said, we don't expect either team to try to throw the ball a lot tonight. While Mike Haugen has by far the better passing statistics, he's 47 of 98 for 585 yards passing, but he has 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. His counterpart on the other hand, Todd George of Mead, not faring nearly as well. Only 8 completions in 32 attempts this year for 132 yards, 1 touchdown, and 5 interceptions.
Our referees tonight, there you see him. The referee is Chick Sale. The umpire is Bill Turnquist. Our linesman tonight is Howard Anstein. Field judge is Rod Nicolason. And our alternate this evening is Terry Thompson. Both teams have left the field for now. They'll be charging out here just a moment or two ago. This game is getting off to a late start because of the preceding game. Todd told you Ferris defeated Rogers 27-0. They still are alive in the playoff chase. University would have to lose tomorrow night for them, however, and both North Central and Lewis and Clark would have to lose a ball game down the line for the Ferris Saxons to make it into the playoffs. We will have the opening kickoff for you on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week in just a moment.
This week, hold your horses, but don't hold your breath, for Camp Crystal Lake will be clouded by death. It's Friday the 13th, part 3, since you asked, and Jason is back, giving counselors the axe. Tuesday, it's Rocky. Might seem quite contrary, but actually the guy is so sweaty, he's scary. Wednesday, a fiend wants the world, and to prove it, the guy makes a mask that won't let you remove it.
Honey!
Thursday at 8, it's a Joe Albee bloodbath as Panthers and Indians meet on the warpath. And Friday, a boy's a complete nervous wreck when the girl of his dreams is a pain in the neck.
Oh, really?
There aren't many things we warn you to do, but Halloween week, watch KAYU.
A lot of these people who are afflicted with lycanthropy
Werewolves.
in their human forms are nice people. One man in Lancaster with a wife and kids had this special room built. And whenever he felt the feeling coming on, he had his wife lock him in the room. And she would hear the howling and the clawing. And then the next day, she would open up the room, and there he was, fine as can be. But inside, over a half-inch of the wall was just ripped away.
So there are actually werewolves who are capable of caring.
Yeah, but mostly they're capable of nothing but killing and mutilation.
All right, here comes the Mead Panthers. They'll be coming out onto the field. There you see the cheerleaders forming a little tunnel for the Panthers here. And so we're getting set for the opening kickoff on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week.
Larry, well, we've got just a minute. You know what, every week at halftime on Prep Preview, we look at the upcoming activities. But one major Greater Spokane League activity was held yesterday out at Hangman Valley Golf Course, and that was the district cross-country meet with teams and individuals qualifying for the state meet in Port Townsend. While we have just a second, we want to congratulate those teams and individuals who are going on to state. In the boys' race, the North Central Indians captured the team title with the Shadle Park boys finishing second. Chris Lewis of Mead, who's just had a super season, one of the top runners in the state, and probably one of the leading candidates to win individual honors, won the district race yesterday. Shane Duffy of Shadle Park was second, with Stuart Burnham of Ferris third, Eric Knudsen of North Central fourth, and Eddie Rosedal of North Central in fifth place. Top two teams, top five individuals go in the girls' race. The Rogers Pirates won the girls' district championship, breaking the string of the Mead girls who finished in second. But congratulations to the Pirates, who also won the dual meet season. Individually, Kristen Wellman of Shadle Park was first, Katie Rain of Mead second, Joy Lamb of Lewis and Clark third, Carrie Moeller of Rogers fourth, and Lisa Dressen of Shadle Park fifth. So some very strong individuals there, and we want to wish all of those top cross-country athletes good luck at the state meet in Port Townsend.
And that does come up on November 7th. And also, of course, Frontier League athletes will be headed to Port Townsend on the 7th, as will athletes from the
Class
A and B schools.
Yeah, everybody competed yesterday, and we do want to congratulate everyone, really. The Frontier League it'll be a good race once again. And in fact, it's a race that should be back at Hangman Valley, where they had a tremendous success hosting it on the east side of the state. So we want to wish them well over there, though.
North Central captains Mike Wood and Brian Aiden, they are in back of Harold Gottlich and Scott Pethers. Pethers 88, Gottlich 33 for the North Central Indians. And for the Mead Panthers, their captains are number 67, Bill Campster. Also, Matt Yakeley, and on the crutches, Jay Buck, who tore up a knee. He's out for the year.
Right, Jay is still one of their captains, and this is sort of indicative of the season that the Panthers had. In the same game, they lost Jay to a knee injury, and then his backup, David McBride, a couple plays later.
Stephen O. Robbins, excuse me, the Assistant Vice President of Rainier Bank and the River Park Square Branch, the coin tosser. There's Chip Sale. North Central has deferred the toss, so Mead will choose for the first half whether they want to receive or kick off, and North Central will get the choice in the second half.
Just to explain how valuable Jay Buck is, he was a key part of this Mead team. He was their starting center and their starting middle linebacker, and he underwent surgery, and then to have his backup, you know, that's really as deep as most high school teams are ever going to be, two players, and they lost McBride about 3 or 4 plays later. It's really caused a shakeup a little bit for them, but they have found some good players. For instance, Tony Romish is now playing middle linebacker, getting his second start of the season, and he's a guy that they just had to put there as a matter of just grabbing someone, and he's really responded well and done a super job for the Panthers.
Mead will receive the opening kickoff, as you may have expected, since North Central deferred. Mead got the choice for the first half. They accepted the kick, or they will accept the kickoff. North Central will kick it here in just a little bit as we get set to go on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. Playoff aspirations still running high for some teams. Of course, Gonzaga Prep and University in the driver's seat. All University has to do to clinch a spot is defeat Shadle Park tomorrow night. For Gonzaga Prep, all they have to do is beat LC tomorrow night or defeat North Central next week, one or the other, and they will be in the playoffs. And, of course, the number 1 team from the GSL will be hosting number 2 from the Big 9. Number 1 from the Big 9 will host number 2 from the GSL. And then those 2 winners will get together in the quarterfinals the second week of the playoffs.
A reminder, tonight's telecast is solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any rebroadcast of this game without the express written permission of the Greater Spokane League is strictly prohibited. Yes, everybody read along.
That also means a no-no, in case you were not an English major. Ready to kick the ball off will be Haugen for North Central. Craig Haugen will get ready to do that. And for Mead, They will have Jeff Bearwald and Zane Smith back to receive. And we're getting set for football action about 16 or 17 minutes late. Mike McLaughlin in his 6th year at Mead with an overall record of 33, 19, and 1 now. And there's a look at the North Central bench. Their head coach, of course, is Jerry McCullough with a record of 9 and 6, as we said, in his 2nd year at North Central, but 75 and 54 overall for his career.
Larry, kind of interesting here. The Indians are lined up in tight formation immediately for the opening kickoff. Now they'll probably split out depending on what Mead does, but just a great way to throw a little bit of uncertainty in your opponent right as the ball game starts. You can see the Mead players in the back. There's the North Central bunch. The Mead return men were gathered in sort of an I formation before deciding what they'd want to do. Now as North Central spreads wide and Haugen gets set to kick, the Mead team will get in its positions as well.
There we go, a squib kick going downfield off the knee of Miracle, who picks it up and takes it over the 30 to 31 before he is dropped on the play by Mike Cooney.
Here's a look at the starters for Mead across the front. Todd Skisic, very talented player at the quick tackle position. Joel Servadius moves over to quick guard. Hildall at center. John Keck, another outstanding lineman at strong guard. Baker at the strong tackle. And Chris Rich, 3 catches this year for 37 yards at the tight end spot.
First down and 10 for the Mead Panthers, just underway on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. Yakeley. Close to a first down at the 41-yard line. Brian Aiden helps make the knockdown, number 52, along with Mike Wood, number 10. And Yakeley gets about 10 on the first carry of the ball game.
Good start for the Panthers as we see Todd George at quarterback. Jeff Bearwald, we've told you all about him. Yakeley has 376 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns this year. Butch Alderman with 4 catchers can throw the ball as well. And Day Gorman, the senior, starts at the other wide receiver spot tonight.
And that was good for a first down for the Mead Panthers at their own 41. There goes Yakeley again, pounding up the middle near the 47-yard line. So he got about 6 more on that one. Bob Thornton makes the stop for North Central.
Across the front for the North Central Indians, Scott Peathers at 1 defensive end, Bob Thornton at tackle, Mike Cooney, a junior, at the nose guard, Jim Moser, defensive tackle, the biggest guy on the front line, and Dan Winters at the other defensive end spot. A couple of underclassmen in tonight for the Indians.
So far it's been Yakeley twice, and it's 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. And there goes Bearwald for maybe 2 up the middle before he's rolled back by a swarm of white-shirted Indians. Gutledge, the middle linebacker right there, among other North Central Indians.
The rest of the Indian defense at the linebacker positions, Brian Aiden and Harold Gotlich. And at the defensive backs, Phil Van Hoot starts along with Martin Kane. Cam Stokes, the strong safety, Mike Wood, the free safety.
Bearwald got 2. It's 3rd and 3 for the Panthers. 10:27 to play. First period of action. Little movement. You saw it there along the right side of the North Central defensive line. That was Dan Winters, the defensive end, 183-pound junior. And that encroachment penalty will cost North Central 5 yards and give Mead their 2nd first down. Here we'll see it right there, the right end.
A little anticipation, and of course in the high schools that's all it needs. You don't get the chance to jump back like you do at other levels. Once you're gone and committed, forget it. It's 5 for the opponents.
First down and 10 for the Panthers. Bearwald to the 40-yard line. Scott Peathers tosses him down. The defensive end, number 88. Bearwald getting about 7 right there. He's had an outstanding year. It would have been interesting to see what he could have done had he remained healthy. He may have been threatening the all-time GSL rushing mark.
It's been a good season, and for Bearwald, some great blocking once again to open the yardage for him. Yakeley checking out of the lineup, and Pete Miracle in now. And we'll talk a little bit more about Miracle after this play.
2nd down, 3. Miracle for a first down to about the 33-yard line. So 3 consecutive first downs. Tackle made by Dan Winters of North Central.
Miracle, the guy that we saw earlier in the year in what's called the L formation when they played Gonzaga Prep. They also now they call it the boom formation with Miracle at 214. And I think we're going to see it right here as Veltri will come out and Yakeley will come in. So the nickname now for Pete Miracle is Boom Boom. So when they want him to go into the lineup, they just say Boom Boom or Boom, get in the game. And now we do see the boom L formation. Extra blocking in this one.
First down and 10. Yakely gets grabbed by Thornton. Thornton gets some help from some other Indians, and they're able to roll Yakely back with minimal yardage right there. Maybe 1 or 2 down close to the 31-yard line. 2nd down 8. By the way, if you're wondering about the all-time GSL rushing record, Tim Lopano, who is now an assistant coach at Washington State University, set that 1,299 yards back in 1974.
And, of course, the last GSL athlete to get over the 1,000-yard mark was Jared Sen, another former Mead rushing back in 1985, 1,012 yards.
The L formation again on the 2nd down play, and that's Bearwald taking it down near the 25-yard line. So Bearwald's going to get about 6 more, but it'll still be short of the 1st down here.
As we said, just 10 young men have cracked that 1,000-yard plateau, and Bearwald should have a very good chance over these next couple games of joining that elite club.
And one thing, that's only over 8 games, by the way, too, not over 9. They don't count the non-league game if the team happens to play the non-league game, so you have to average better than 120 yards per game to get 1,000.
Or 140 in Bearwald's case was 7.
Miracle close to the 1st down near the 23-yard line. Once again, Bob Thornton down there, along with the nose guard, Mike Cooney, for the North Central Indians. Miracle very close, though, and I believe Chick Sale's going to stop play here and bring in the chains. There you see Miracle, the 214-pound senior L-back. 7:48 to go here in the first period of action. Next week on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week, it'll be Gonzaga Prep against North Central in the final regular season game of the year. There you see it. Chick Sale eyeballing that one. And Chick says 4th down. Fourth down inches here for the Mead Panthers with 7:48 to go first period. Yakely for the 1st down, and then some fumbled the ball, but I believe Keck is the player that got on it at the 14-yard line. Keck recovered the fumble after Yakely gained 5 for the 1st down. They picked up an extra 4 with the fumble.
Indians trying to shoot the gaps a little bit. Mike Cooney from his nose guard position gambled that time and wasn't able to make the play in time. The Indians are going to have to do that. Mead, of course, with a very physical, very strong, and very talented offensive line. It's great for those backs to run behind.
Here's Bearwald, the first time trying to get outside in the ball game, and gets down to about the 7-yard line. A penalty flag is thrown on the pile. Maybe somebody got a piece of a face mask down in there. Gottlich was there for North Central among other Indians. There are about 4 or 5 on the play, and that's what it is, face mask against North Central. So I'll tack that on to the play.
And that has to be real frustrating for the Indians in that case, Larry, because they had the numbers. Really only one blocker out there for Mead, and the Indians have done a good job of containing Bearwald that time, and then to have that hand kind of inadvertently creep up and grab has to be particularly frustrating, especially in this tight situation.
The penalty walked off from the 8, take it down to around the 4, and it'll also be a 1st down via the penalty for the Mead Panthers.
Panthers will go to a power game now a little bit as Bearwald checks out.
Miracle and Yakely, the running backs in this 1st and goal play from the 4. And there goes Miracle. Boom, boom for the touchdown. I guess there, Todd, a good reason why they call him Boom Boom. He got hit by 2 or 3 Indians about the 1 or 2 yard line and just powered right through them.
Yeah, that was a Sam Bam Cunningham play at the very best, or at Pete Johnson. This is just straight power. 214 pounds of it with Pete Miracle, and you can see him great blocking by the left side. You see John Keck helping to kick out the hole for him, and 2 guys try to wrestle him down, but they're too late.
Jason Hansen, one of the top kickers in the GSL, to try the point after touchdown out of the hold of Todd George. And it's right through there. Mead takes nearly 5 minutes to score the first touchdown of the ball game. It's the Panthers 7, North Central nothing.
BTNA, the Super Systems Company, offers ready-to-use affordable systems utilities, allowing more efficient use of your present software. Save up to 95% space and time with Squeeze, the amazing new file compressor. Try Newsmaster, the desk model publisher, for easy, attractive, and functional brochures. 101 Macros offers shortcuts and key savers. Call BTNA, the Super Systems Company, for state-of-the-art upgrades to your present system. BTNA with low-end pricing and certified systems engineering. Call 747-3371.
Slow down. That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down. That crisp ain't going nowhere.
Why rush through these honey-touched flakes?
The taste ain't gonna drown.
'Cause no Raisin Flake cereal stays crisper in milk.
That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down.
There's Jason Hansen ready to kick off. He got the PAT, but you have to credit someone else in part with that PAT.
Todd George, the holder and quarterback, did a great job. It was a bit of an awkward snap. It was almost sideways. He had to reach out, steady it, and put it there. Timing is important. He did a good job. Of course, we've seen him do it in the past with some of Hansen's field goals.
Mike Wood, Greg Rogan to kick off, but they won't get to return this kickoff. They won't get a chance as Hansen only boots that one 8 or 9 yards deep in the end zone.
Boy, that's just amazing. Just a super leg for Jason Hansen, and another reason why he's one of the most eagerly pursued players in this league.
There you see the Panthers scoring drive. Nearly 5 minutes consumed, 70 yards. Very nicely done, ball control-wise.
One of our early games this year with Mead, we saw Todd George attempt one pass. At the rate that they're going tonight, we might not see any more than that by George if the Panther line continues to do its job.
North Central with a little cross-buck action there, and it's not going to work too much as the Mead defensive line just blew right in there and stopped that one for about a 3-yard loss.
For the Indians, co-captain Brian Aiden at one tackle, Matt Lafser, senior at guard, Bruce Duncan, Scott Hansen, and Dave Hammond, a junior at 226, who's done a good job across the front.
And the Indian backfield with Haugen, then Wood, Rogan, and Gottlich in the backfield. We did not see him in the wishbone to start. They're in it there. Dewey and DePaulo, the wide receivers. And there's Gottlich. Big hole open. Gottlich near the first down at the 30-yard line. Stumbling and tripping his way out there. Bill Camster finally jumped on his back to ride him down, but that will be close to the first down.
We'll see Tony Romish make perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle here for the Panthers. Great blocking by the right side of the line. And watch Romish 38 as he goes down, reaches out right there, and manages to get a hold of Gottlich and help to knock him down. Otherwise, Harold might have picked up big yardage. Not a speedster, but a lot of power right there for Harold Gottlich.
13 yards and the first down on that one. Mike Wood, maybe 2 is all. The ball squirted loose there at the end, but it was well after Wood was down by the center of the Mead line, which we'll take a look at right here.
Here's a look at the Panther defense again. Great size across the front with McNitt, Keck, Jim Cotter, and Camster. Good speedster at 198. A little lighter, but believe me, he still hits well. Jason Lathrop, a great athlete at 1. Linebacker, the strong side, David Cohen at the weak side linebacker.
We'll get a look at the secondary in just a second or two. 2nd and 9 for the Indians. Haugen with pressure on from Cohen. Trying to outrun it. Does get a yard or 2 before Cohen drags him down over across the way. So Haugen got about 2 on that one.
Middle linebacker for the Panthers, Tony Romish. We saw him a minute ago. Jeff Stone at 1 quarter, Zane Smith the other, Rob McGregor, the strong safety, and Brian Welder, the free safety. That play, Larry, really a little bit of a problem by the backfield for the Indians. The backs got in the way of the quarterback and then didn't bother to throw a block for him for protection.
3rd down, rather, and about 7 here for the Indians. Haugen for the first pass of the ball game. Off the hands of Mike Dewey, incomplete. Zane Smith on the coverage for the Mead Panthers, and so North Central will be forced to punt on their first offensive possession of the ball game.
Good pattern by Mike Dewey as he managed to drive Zane Smith well off in coverage, gave him a cushion, had enough room for the first down. It's just that Craig threw it behind him that time, and Mike wasn't able to make the grab.
So Haugen will punt. And back deep to receive the ever-dangerous Jeff Bearwald. He stands at his own 25 to accept this punt from Haugen. 5:38 to go, first period, 7-0 Mead. Bearwald, 28-yard line. Trying to get around the corner. does. 35 out near the 40 before he's pushed out of bounds. So the Mead Panthers have the football, and they'll try to add to their 7-0 lead on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week.
When your home's not properly winterized, it can seem like you've never come in from the cold. So come into a True Value hardware store and get a patio door insulating kit by 3M for inside or out. Your choice, only $8.44. Keep pipes from freezing with wrap-on heat tape, just $4.99. Then seal cracks to help stop drafts with Polycell foam sealant for only $3.99. And keep your furnace running efficiently with a new air filter. They're just 59 cents each at participating True Value hardware stores.
A Halloween birthday party on ice. Halloween night helps celebrate KAYU's 5th birthday with 5 hours of costume skating at the Ice Palace. Win park passes, pizza from Domino's, or special gifts for those disguised as KAYU program characters. Plus, there'll be enough candy from Yoke's Pack and Save to sweeten the disposition of any cooler goblin. A Halloween birthday party on ice. 7 to midnight at the Ice Palace in Riverfront Park.
So the Mead Panthers, who drove 70 yards in their first possession, will try her once again. First down and 10 at their 38. Yakeley out over the 40 to about the 43-yard line before he spilled. It'll be second down for the Panthers, the #1 rushing team in the GSL, averaging nearly 240 yards per ball game. Send a play in through their halfbacks. You see Bearwald coming out as Steve Winter is in the ball game. We saw Winter have a good ball game 2 or 3 weeks ago here on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. A couple of weeks ago against Gonzaga Prep, he had 94 yards in the ball game. The handoff to the L-back Miracle, and he takes it up to about the 45, so we'll get a couple on that one before he's stopped. As North Central had a couple of players, including Jim Mosier, their biggest player on the defensive line, 202 pounds, in on that one. Once again, Mead shuttling plays through the running back as Bearwald is back into the ball game here on this 3rd and 3 play with the ball just short of their own 45. Yakeley gets the call, and he's near the first down, but I don't think he quite has it. Good ankle tackle right there by Mike Cooney, the nose guard, the junior 180-pounder.
Yeah, Cooney stopped the first down from occurring early there. A nice fake pitch to Bearwald, and then sort of the little counter dive inside by Yakeley. And Cooney was able to slide back, come off the block, and make the stop just in time to prevent the first down from occurring. With the Panthers, with 4th and very short, and running as impressively as they have, are going to go for it.
Mike Jones, a 200-pound senior tight end, has come in for additional blocking. And we'll see Mead going for it, as Todd said, 4th and inches. Yakeley for the first down at midfield. That's going to be it. Gottlich gets some help from some of the other guys and helps and makes that tackle as Martin Kane came up from his defensive cornerback position to help on that stop. There's Yakeley's stats. Pretty impressive. Over 4 yards per carry. And he's over the 400-yard mark now in the season. Mead with yet another first down at the midfield stripe now. Here's Bearwald. Running through tackles, gets to the 42-yard line of North Central. Mike Wood, the primary tackler for North Central.
You know, we talk so much about Jeff Bearwald's speed. He's a state caliber track and field runner as well. And sometimes you forget he has pretty good power, and he showed it on that play, breaking some tackles with some pretty good-sized guys.
Second down, 2 for the Panthers. Clock moving. We're inside of the 3-minute mark now in the first period of action. Mead on top by a touchdown. Yakeley, not much there. Good defense. Cooney, the nose guard, number 60, came diving through there and made a nice tackle on Yakeley.
Cooney's really been impressive here in the first quarter. He's gotten through the line of scrimmage and has been showing up in several places. And usually your nose guard is one of the guys that gets tied up to allow the linebackers to get to the ball, but Cooney has literally been everywhere for the Indians so far here in the first quarter.
So now 3rd down and 2 for the Panthers. Once again, we see that power formation. Yakeley, nothing there for him this time either, as once again Cooney comes through there and makes the tackle. This is going to be a challenge for the Mead center Mark Hildahl to hold him out of there.
Yeah, the Indians made a little bit of a change as well there. They brought Brian Aiden back in at linebacker, took one of the cornerbacks out. So if 5 defensive backs is the nickel, I don't know what it is when they play 3 and beef up the defensive line and backers instead. I don't know, the penny package maybe. And this time the Panthers, curiously, although it's down further in NC territory, they've lined up in punt formation.
And with 4th and 2 and having no luck on the last 2 plays, we'll see whether they decide to do something funny out of this. We've seen Hansen throw a pass out of here, and they do snap it short to Alderman, who wants to throw but can't do it. Now does, and it's incomplete. As the pass was intended for, I believe that was Mike Jones. But that was kind of interesting because I think Alderman could have run for the first down.
Yeah, it's just what I was going to say, Larry. When they go back and look at that one on the films, Alderman did a great job that time of getting around Scott Pethers, who literally seemed to have had the entire play sniffed out. But if he had just put the ball away, he could have had the first down and about 10 more yards, actually. We'll take a look at it here. You can see Pethers in pursuit, but watch as the first down marker comes up. You can see there's no one near him. And he went for the throw instead. He would have been able to get a first down easily.
So a good break for North Central. They take over at their own 42, and Haugen will throw, and that's completed to DePaulo. DePaulo in Mead territory at the 43-yard line, and that'll be good for a first down. Joe DePaulo, a senior, that is his first reception this year.
Take a look again. Good protection for Haugen as they keep Gottlich in the backfield as well. And splitting the zone very nicely. That was a well-thrown ball by Craig Haugen, and DePaulo with a little look-in pattern to pick up the first down.
The lone back is Gottlich on this 1st and 10 play, and Haugen will throw once again. Sets up a little screen for Wood. Nice move. 40-yard line. Outside of the 30, he may go. 20, 10, touchdown, North Central, Mike Wood. Wood made a great move, Todd, about the 50-yard line to get free, or 45-yard line to get free. We're going to see it right here. And after that, it was clear sailing.
And what Mike Wood does is just circle back in the backfield. He's up at the top of your screen. And Brian Welder, the free safety, had this play diagnosed. You can see Welder come in now, and he is untouched. They're trying to set up the screen. Welder gets there, but Wood using a cutback to allow Brian Aiden to set up the wall for him. And after that, good blocks by the wide receivers and also by Matt Lafser, the guard. And that allows Mike Wood, who is one of the better running backs in the league, has plenty of speed to get in for the score. Indians going for 2.
Haugen is not going to make it. Good tackle by Zane Smith to stop him from getting into the end zone. So North Central going for 2 here is not successful, and so they remain a point behind with 56 seconds to go in the first period of play. There you see the score on the Rainier Bank game of the week. Kind of interesting that they did not try a point after via the kick this time.
They've had some kicking problems during the season. In fact, Craig Haugen taking over the place kicking, and they've had some problems with conversions. So that may be one reason why they decided to go for 2. Also to go ahead and get a lead. You know, the momentum shifted so rapidly where Mead was moving the ball perfectly to Mead deciding to go out of punt formation, to not getting the first down when they had the opportunity. All of a sudden, boom, you try and jump on that momentum. And, you know, not a bad decision by Jerry McCullough, definitely something they can account for later if they feel they can continue to move the ball. But, you know, Craig Haugen may not have that much accuracy. We've seen him on the kickoffs where he doesn't have a tremendous amount of distance. So that might have been one of the reasons going for it. Unfortunately, he went one-on-one with Zane Smith, who's a very experienced defensive back and is not going to miss him in a one-on-one open field tackle situation.
Bearwald and Smith will go back to return this kickoff from Haugen. 56 seconds to go, first period, on a beautiful night at Joe Albi Stadium. And now we'll see North Central fan out once again. I would guess if Mead fanned out before North Central did, they might try an onside kick, but since Mead pretty much stayed all together, they went ahead and kicked it downfield, and that's an effective kick. This is Bearwald out of a tackle near the 40, over the 40 to about the 43-yard line, near the 44 even, and that will be first down for Mead out at their own 44, stop made by Joe DePaulo.
It's the Ray Wershing school of kickoffs. If you remember all the way back to the Super Bowl in '82 when the 49ers recovered a couple that way against Cincinnati, and you just take the bounces off the turf as we see the scoring drive for the North Central Indians. Quite different time of possession, of course, in that one. But the reason with it, using the turf, you can get some high bounces, and it allows your coverage men to get down in a situation where you have a kicker who particularly doesn't have a strong leg or able to get the ball in the air for a long period of time.
Bearwald driving out to about the 49 or 50-yard line. Martin Kane up in the secondary, as was Mike Wood to make that stop. Bearwald has run well here in the early going, kind of alternating in there with Winter, who will now come into the ball game for him. There you see number 32, and there's Jeff Bearwald.
Now the officials are going to love this one, because unless the Panthers snap the ball in a hurry, they're only going to have to move it a couple of yards for the quarter change.
3 seconds to go, and Mead will not get the play off. And so the first quarter is over from Joe Albi Stadium. It's been a good first quarter. Well played. Mead holds a 7-6 lead, and we're back for the second quarter in just a moment on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week.
Tonight's high school football game is brought to you in part by Rosars.
Always the one you lead me on, you sweet talker, Betty Crocker.
Yeah, you know my weakness.
I can't resist. You leave me breathless.
You did it again.
With more than one way to my heart. You sweet talker, Betty Crocker.
Just when you think you've seen everything on television, meet the women of Cell Block J. The hooker, Bonnie. She does more tricks than Houdini. The killer, Dawn. Some men would die for her. The genius, Pam. She's brains behind bars. The thief, Eve. She banks only at night. The princess, Vicky. No credit limit could stop her. There's nothing else like it on television. Women in Prison, a new comedy. Saturdays on Fox Weekend Television. Officer Tom Hansen, Judy Hawks, Doug Penhall, Harry Truman Aoki, and Captain Adam Fuller, the cops of 21 Jump Street, Sunday. Then, will this ex-champ be the werewolf's next victim? 21 Jump Street and Werewolf together Sunday.
Second quarter of play ready to go at Joe Albi Stadium. There's Jeff Bearwald, the GSL's leading rusher. With a 200-plus yard game, he'll go over the 1,000-yard mark in this one, and he's had 2 200-plus games this season already, so anything could happen as we get ready to go. Second quarter, I'm Larry Ware along with Todd Pickett. The Panthers with a 1-point lead and the football at their own 49-yard line. Second down and 5. Winter is in the ball game at one running back spot, but that's Matt Yakeley for a first down to the 45-yard line of North Central. They're very close to the first down at least. Gotlich there on the tackle for North Central. He'll be a little bit short of the first down as they mark him about the 46.
Well, Larry, this is really indicative of just the depth the Panthers have at running back. It's probably right now their deepest position thanks to injuries at other spots, but that they're able to shuttle and still get great quality running backs. They really have 3 or 4 guys who can rotate to all the different positions.
Third down and short. Bearwald trying to get outside, might do it here. 45, 40, 35, 30, down to about the 27, maybe the 26-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds. Mike Wood there to take him out. Good run.
We'll see this quick pitch. Last time NC was able to cover it when Mead drove for its first touchdown. You'll see a good pull by Todd Skizik coming across from his quick tackle position. The Panthers have been working the ball inside so well, it just naturally sets up this outside pitch. And, of course, if you respect Bearwald around the corner too much, Mead will be able to grind it right up the middle again behind the big horses.
First down and 10 for the Panthers at the Indian 26-yard line. Bearwald down to about the 22 or 23-yard line. So he's going to get about 3 or 4 on that one. Scott Pethers makes the tackle for North Central.
Right now, at least, Larry, they're going to keep the shuttle system out because they're within shouting distance of Mike McLaughlin, so he can holler the plays into him for the time being and keep Bearwald in.
There's Bearwald on the toss with Skizik out in front again, and a nice play there by the cornerback Martin Kane to come up and trip up Bearwald. He got very little, if anything, on that play.
Quick look at the totals for the first quarter, and as you can see, Mead keeping it all on the ground. North Central's big total, of course, on the one play for the swing pass for the touchdown. And, of course, time of possession, first downs, really not meaning much. The important part, 7-6, missed the 2-point conversion.
Third down here and 6 for the Panthers. The ball at the Indian 22-yard line. Let's see if we see Todd George toss the ball for the first time in the ball game. He wants to throw, does. Bearwald gets blasted at about the 21-yard line. Good tackle by Cam Stokes coming up from his strong safety position. Number 22, he makes a nice play.
Trying to make a secure and as safe a pass as possible for Todd George, who really has not thrown the ball much all season long. And you can see it's just a nice, simple little toss for Bearwald. Gets a couple of blocks, but Stokes able to come up and get through the interference long before anyone can do anything to help Bearwald at all. But all that means is that Superfoot comes on.
Jason Hansen from the 29-yard line will attempt a 39-yard field goal here. He has 2 field goals from over 40 yards this season, and this one's plenty long enough. Looks good, is good. Jason Hansen, a 39-yard field goal with 9 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the first half of play.
I hope we get a chance to see him really boom one. I mean, if the game's not in doubt at all, maybe see it break down, let him go for a 50, 55-yarder. He had so much leg tonight on the kickoff on that one. I mean, it looked like a chip shot. He didn't even have to strain 39 yards straight through and gone.
Hansen's
plenty of room to spare.
You betcha. He had a lot of room left on that one. Hansen's 4th field goal of the season, and it gives the Panthers a 10-6 lead here on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week.
A couple of good games tomorrow night at Albee Stadium here. As Larry mentioned, the University High Titans will try to clinch a playoff spot in the state race with their final GSL game of the season, as they'll take on the Shadle Park Highlanders in tomorrow night's opening game. And then in the nightcap, Gonzaga Prep and Lewis and Clark, of course, a game a few weeks ago that a lot of people thought would be for the league title. Now, if the Bullpups win, it means they will clinch the #1 berth to state once again.
And it would eliminate Lewis and Clark from the playoffs. So a big game tomorrow night, a couple of big games here at Albee
just about
Stadium.
everybody.
And it basically would.
Yeah.
So it'll be a big one tomorrow night. And, of course, we'll have next week Gonzaga Prep and North Central. 7-play drive, 33 yards, culminated in a Hansen field goal for the Mead Panthers. And there you see Jason Hansen ready to kick this one off. And he gets plenty of leg into this one, and this will also not be returned, as Mike Wood took it maybe 3 yards deep in the end zone this time, so he lost about 6 yards on that return, or on that kickoff.
Well, he's a little tired after the field goal.
Well, he can kick the ball. He's one of the top prospects in Spokane. There's Mike Wood. He's had an outstanding year, a 2-way starter for the North Central Indians, number 10, and he and his Indian offense will have another try at it here, trailing now 10-6. Mike Dewey, the wide receiver, split to the to the bottom of the screen. Up top is DePaulo, and taking the ball into the middle, the fullback Gottlich for a yard or 2 before he's thrown back by the center of that Mead line. The tackles, John Keck and Jim Cotter right there.
You know, it doesn't look it on that play, but Harold Gottlich is a big key to this ball possession attack for the Indians. Good size, 212 pounds. And they lost him one game earlier in the year because of illness, but having him there helps set up a lot of their offense.
And he's one of their top players on defense, one of 3 two-way starters for this Indian ball club. Haugen pitches to Wood. The corner's open. Wood near the first down, depending where they mark him out. They'll say he stepped out at the 28-yard line, so Wood for 7 on that one. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2 now for North Central.
Watch some good blocking once again by the Indians. Classic wishbone play here. A good pitch by Craig Haugen. Mike Wood has Greg Rogan out to lead block for him, but plenty of speed on the corner as well. Rogan doing a nice job really taking 2 players out before Romish is able to get a hand in, but Rogan with good interference out there and leading the way.
3rd and 2 from the 28. Wood, nothing doing right there as Jason Lathrop, the linebacker, coming off a shoulder injury sustained earlier this season, helps make the tackle, so it'll be 4th down now for North Central.
That's why Jason Lathrop is a top defensive player in the league and another Division I candidate. He just did a super job that time getting through a whole host of escorts to stop that play.
The ever-dangerous Jeff Bearwald back deep to return this punt of Craig Haugen. Bearwald returned the last one for 10 yards. He stands inside his 35-yard line. This kick is away from Bearwald and a short kick. And he'll go out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Mead. So the Panthers take over following that punt of 28 yards. It's 10-6 Mead.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
BTNA, the Super Systems Company, invites you to meet your new business partner, the AT&T Merlin Communication Systems. Merlin provides you with big business performance at a small business price. Ideal for healthcare, banking, professional services, wholesale distribution, and many other industries. Merlin is designed to stand on its own or with a larger system such as Centrex. BTNA, the Super Systems Company. Low-end pricing on all AT&T products and backed by a service support program unmatched in the Inland Empire. Call 747-3371.
The Panthers have a 10-6 lead and the football at their own 44-yard line as we get set to resume play. 8:17 to go in the first half.
Mead has had to make a substitution. Joel Servatius was shaken up on the punt play and checked out. John Keck will take his place now with Mike Rogers also checking in on the offensive line.
Yakeley on the first down play. Gets out to about the 47-yard line. Harold Gottlich holding on for dear life right there. Getting some help from some of the other Indians, including Scott Pethers, the defensive end, number 88.
We'll watch this one again out of the L formation for the Panthers. Some good blocking, and Yakeley's really had a good game up between the tackles for Mead so far in the first half, Larry.
Rod Anderson is in at quarterback, the sophomore, 161-pounder on the second down and 7 play. Bearwald spins away from an initial hit and gets over the 50-yard line near the 49. Gottlich able to cover him after Bearwald got nearly 4 yards. That might have been Cooney coming back through there right through the center again.
It was exactly, Larry. Took the words out of my mouth. Cooney coming in to get in the traffic, stop that counter. And Bearwald, just because the low center of gravity and good balance, was able to take the hit, spin, and pick up the yardage on his own.
Cooney's played a great game at nose guard so far for North Central.
Yeah.
Third down and 3. George, the pitch to Bearwald, but Gottlich has Bearwald for a big loss back at the original line of scrimmage, 44-yard line of Mead. As that time, George got hit a little bit earlier than he expected, I think.
Take another look at this one from ground level, and the Indians really have done a good job against a good-sized Mead line. You see the pitch coming a little bit earlier than expected, and because it goes a little bit awry, Gottlich is able to get there in time, but the Indians really have shot some gaps and done some gambling in key situations and have been rewarded for it.
Loss of 7 on that one. Credit Scott Pethers with forcing a poor pitch. And it'll be punting time for the Mead Panthers with 6:22 to go here in the first half. Jason Hansen punting it away, and fair catch called for and taken by Dewey at about the 24-yard line. So it'll be North Central's football, first down and 10. They've got a long field to drive, and they trail by 4, 10-6 here in the second period of play.
KAYU TV, Channel 28, is proud to be your Fox station. You can watch Fox Weekend Television for the most innovative programs on the air. 21 Jump Street, Duet, Chuck Connors, of course, going from bad to worse, from Rifleman to Werewolf. Fox Weekend Television on KAYU.
Mike Dewey, first down, 37-yard line. Dewey's first reception of the ball game, one of the leading receivers in the GSL. They'll give him to the 38. There you have a look at some of the Mead Panthers fans here at this one.
We'll see Dewey again working really kind of towards double coverage here and inside out against the zone. Good pick play a bit by the Indians to help free him up in the traffic. And again, a well-thrown ball by Craig Algan. Passing game's been impressive for the Indians.
It has 14 on that one. Wood in motion on this first down play. Penalty flags all over as there is movement on both sides of the line.
Well, Tom McNitt tried to gamble a little bit on that one and get around the blocking, and so I think the Panthers will be called for encroachment. No, they're going to call the Indians. Interesting. It looked as though McNitt had jumped before anyone else.
Procedure on North Central. The third Indian penalty, 15 yards. On those 3 penalties, evidently they said one of the offensive players moved before McNitt or any other Panthers hit the neutral zone. First and 15 now for the Indians. We'll see whether they go to the air here on this one. Dewey is drawing double coverage on the bottom part of your screen, and Haugen will throw. McNitt after him. Haugen finds Wood, 45-yard line. That'll be short of the first down by 3 or 4 yards, but still a good pickup on first down. Penalty flag is down, I think, probably for roughing the quarterback.
You see Mike Wood turning upfield now as he just disappears out of the top of your screen. You'll see him once again. Watch him adjust. See, he says, I'm open, and he slides to the hole. Goes parallel with the quarterback and does a nice job of finding a seam in the defense to catch the pass.
The penalty is going to be on Mead, I'm sure, roughing the quarterback. See Harold Gottlich talking with Chick Sale, the referee in this ball game. And they're going to tack yardage on to this one, and it'll be first down for North Central via the penalty, as I think it'll be a long walk-off. 15-yarder, and we'll get the signal from Chick Sale here in just a moment or two as to what that was. Well, evidently not, but it was roughing the passer. So the 15-yard penalty, the first one against Mead in the ball game. First and 10 for North Central from the 40 of Mead. This is Gottlich for 2, perhaps. Campster right there, also in there. Jim Cotter, the right tackle. John Keck, the left tackle. And others right around there. Is a lot of blue shirts in around that play. Gottlich, the transfer from Polson, Montana, which is where Jerry McCullough coached prior to coming to North Central. Second down, 9 for the Indians. Clock moving, 4:40 to go first half. Haugen has a reception for a first down at the 28-yard line. DePaulo on the reception, his second catch of the ball game.
Craig Haugen has really been on tonight. Just under 50% passing completion rate for the season, but he has drilled the football well tonight. And folks say sometimes you can't pass out of the wishbone much, but he's done a good job of finding his wide receivers. And as anybody who's watched local sports around here knows, you can throw out of the wishbone. Prep's been doing it for years, among others.
First down and 10 for the Indians from the 28. Rogan got a nice block from Wood, has a first down and more, lost the football, but they're going to say he's out of bounds at the 10-yard line, which is quite a break for Mead, as Zane Smith pounced on the football, but Rogan got 18 and a first down. 4:13 to play, and we have an injured Panther down on the field.
Great lead blocking that time for the Indians on the play, as they were, you mentioned the good lead block by Mike Wood, and Mike Dewey helped to also create room down the field. A reminder for you to stay tuned for the end of tonight's game when Tom Price Chrysler Plymouth will present $250 to the Greater Spokane League Player Recognition Fund in the names of the offensive and defensive players of the week. And of course, coming up very shortly, we'll have all our halftime activities for you. Prep preview with a look at the outstanding action to come in the Greater Spokane League. Stars of tomorrow as we take a look at a top athlete in the GSL, and much, much more coming up, along with a special interview at halftime.
Jason Lathrop, the injured Panther. You saw him trotting off the field under his own power, which was good news for Mead. First down and goal for the North Central Indians, looking for the go-ahead touchdown here. They trail 10-6. Haugen to Wood, trying to get around the corner, can't do it, gets knocked down at about the 9-yard line. One of the safeties coming up to make the tackle, Brian Welter, 170-pound junior, the lone junior, starting on defense for Mead.
We'll watch the pursuit of the Panthers once again on this one. Haugen with the pitch. Good lead convoy blocking once again, but Welter with great speed to come up from that safety spot and make the grab from behind. Also getting some pretty good run support from Darren Calbreth.
Second down and goal now from the 9. Haugen wants to throw, looking for Dewey, and Dewey never saw the ball, and it was out of the end zone anyhow. So it'll now be third down. Coverage by Zane Smith, by the way.
Panthers did a good job that time with the two-deep zone of just kind of breaking up the route a little bit for Dewey, and the timing. It's a thing where he wanted to turn and look for the ball, and it was already thrown long before he was able to make any adjustment to it.
You have to wonder now whether it's four down territory here for the North Central Indians, being as how they did not kick an extra point earlier.
That's a real good thought. In fact, the Indians are going to take a timeout now to discuss it.
3:34 to go in the first half of play. This is the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. North Central is going for the go-ahead touchdown.
Tom Price Chrysler Plymouth has your best deal right now on all new or used cars. Check out their 1987 model closeout sale. These guys are wheeling the deal. For instance, come see our great selection of New Yorkers, as low as $16,595, or the Chrysler LeBaron 4-door, 87s as low as $13,217, a savings of over $2,300. 87 LeBaron GTS is sale price $11,845, along with a great selection of Plymouth Caravels and Voyagers. See today's paper for details. Can you save in a new car? You bet you can. At Tom Price Chrysler Plymouth.
Introducing GE One-Touch Tub and Tile Sealant from True Value Hardware Stores. Just attach the nozzle on the handy touch control dispenser, turn the valve, and press the lever. GE One-Touch with silicone tube goes on neatly and easily, even in tight corners. Choose GE One-Touch in white or almond for just $3.99, less a $2 mail-in rebate for a final cost of only $1.99. GE One-Touch, available at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
Third down and goal here for North Central, trailing by 4. Mike Dewey now, their leading receiver, is lined up as the fullback, and now he splits to the tight end there to the top of the screen. Haugen to throw. Incomplete. Looking there, I believe, for Brian Egger.
There's a lot of confusion on that play, and in fact, the Indians are going to take another timeout here, Larry, because DePaulo came off the field and tried to come back on. Craig Haugen very upset right now, and the Indians are going to take another breather. And I think there's a real strong possibility they only had 10 men on the field for the play. As you see, Jerry McCullough just trying to settle Craig Haugen down right now. Keep him in tempo. It's an important time. They have a chance to go up ahead if they're able to pick up the first down or punch it in. And so right to now, he just needs to get him settled down, get him thinking straight and cool head once again. A reminder to stay tuned for our halftime highlight stars of tomorrow as we salute an outstanding area student. It's not that young person there. This week we will recognize Stephanie Asen, a senior at Shadle Park High School, for combining academic talent with the most aggressive sport, and one the Highlanders received quite a lot of recognition for. That's stars of tomorrow coming up at halftime.
And there you see Haugen conferring with Jerry McCullough, and that confab is now over, as it'll be fourth down and goal here from the 9-yard line for North Central. This is where a kicker really plays an important part in a football game. North Central evidently doesn't have one, and so they cannot put 3 points on the board, which I guess if you add that to the extra point they didn't try before, it would be a tie ball game if they converted both. But I guess if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, and every day would be Halloween, right? So, and I guess we could have said that on Saturday, but at any rate, here we go. Little option here. And that won't work at all. Good defensive play by Welter as Rogan was stopped for a 3 or 4 yard loss. Credit Brian Welter with a fine defensive play.
Welter's done a job. You see him right there in the corner of your screen, 49, and just watch him in pursuit. And in wishbone defense, everybody has assignments, and Welter is able once again to get in without anybody getting close to him. Good speed, and his size at 170, the only junior starter on defense for the Panthers, really did a job that time again.
So the loss of 4, and with 3:12 to play. First half, Mead has it deep in their own end. Bearwald. First down near the 25-yard line before several Indians are able to come up and make the stop. Jim Mosier, a defensive tackle, along with Mike Wood, the free safety, make that tackle. Mead can score from anywhere on the field, Todd. Earlier this season, Bearwald had a touchdown run of better than 90 yards.
Yeah, they'll have plenty of time to operate. It's just a matter of how much they want to open it up. And, of course, the Panthers still have all 3 timeouts left as well.
Also had one for 58 against Rogers in their last game. And there he goes again. Breaks a tackle. 35-yard line. Still going. 41-yard line for another first down. I'll tell you, that's pretty tough running right there. And Bearwald has another first down before Cam Stokes makes the tackle.
What makes this work, as we'll see it go, is the fake by Jeff Bearwald. Well, we won't get a chance to see that. He takes a jab step to his right and then comes back and counters. It's very similar to a sprint draw, except that the quarterback, Todd George, didn't do any running at all. And then Bearwald, countering back at big holes, almost roared into the secondary untouched, and then is able to break a couple of tackles to pick up big yardage. He's taking a breather now.
Winter is back in the ballgame. Actually, give him out near the 42 on the play. And now George will throw, going up top for Alderman, who's open and got it. 25-15. He's going to score. Touchdown, Mead.
Well, that's a real confidence builder for Todd George. That one pass alone is almost half of the entire passing yardage he's had all season long. Good touch pass. I'd have to think that it caught the Indians flat-footed. As we said, we anticipated him not having to throw a pass all night long. That's his second. You can see the Panthers celebrating because this young man's only completed 8 passes all year long. Butch Alderman with his second touchdown catch. He has both of the touchdown receptions from George this year. He made a great grab as well. In fact, the two of them have teamed up for 3 touchdowns, and Alderman's busy celebrating. Mike McLaughlin says, hey, get back in. We're going to do something here. And, in fact, he's taking a timeout now to discuss a 2-point conversion with his players. But Alderman has 2 catches from George, and Alderman threw one to George as well for a passing touchdown for the Panthers. We'll take a look once again at the grab by Alderman, and a well-thrown ball by Todd George hit him perfectly in stride. And again, as I said, I think fooled him a little bit one-on-one there with Martin Kane. Got behind him, and he's off to the races for the 59-yard score.
They're going for 2 points here. It's 16-6 now. There's 2:01 to go in the first half of play. 17-6, 18-6. Seems to me like it's apples and oranges. But Mike McLaughlin obviously knows what he's doing. He has a record of 33-19-1 as a head coach.
Only possible thing, of course, is if the Indians come back with 2 scores and miss both conversions, it then is 18-18 instead of 18-17. But he's thinking well down the road, and the way his team is moving the ball well, there's a good possibility that he won't have to worry about that. And again, Larry, really for the second time here in the half, we've seen momentum shift. We saw it shift in a big hurry for NC's touchdown. Now we see the Panthers coming up and stopping NC deep in territory after the Indians appeared to be driving very well and in a hurry turn the ball around and go with the bomb for the touchdown.
So they are going for 2 here, and now we have the stoppage of play and another Mead timeout.
Well, you might as well use them all up since you don't get to carry them over anyway. And in fact, McLaughlin's making some wholesale changes, bringing in about 4 different players, and he's changed his mind now and brought Jason Hansen in and said, what the heck? I don't think 17 or 18 makes a difference either. Next week, KAYU has a blockbuster movie for every palate. Monday, oh, this one's great. Steve Martin, Rust Rise Above, Basset Hound Babysitter in The Lonely Guy. If you haven't seen it, a lot of fun in that one. Tuesday, Martin Sheen, Robert Duvall, Marlon Brando in Apocalypse Now. Wednesday, The Brat Pack spends detention time together in the critically acclaimed The Breakfast Club. 3 blockbusters, 1 for everybody on KAYU next week. And, of course, more blockbuster football with Gonzaga Prep getting ready for the state playoffs once again. And they'll take on these North Central Indians next Thursday night right here on KAYU.
More Mead rooters as we have 2:01 to go.
There's the lonely guy right there. You can see in the middle of him. He's lonely no longer.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for himself. So Hansen is on. He'll try the point after out of George's hold. And try to make this a 17-6 ball game. And it's good as he puts that into the second row, or the second tier of stands back up there. So he got plenty of leg on that one. 17-6, that was basically a 14-point turnaround that we saw, Todd, as North Central was knocking on the door for a touchdown. They don't get it. As you mentioned, the change in momentum. Mead got the ball and takes it downfield 87 yards to extend their lead.
And for Todd George, just a super feeling of confidence. You know, we've said all season long, he's not a guy who throws the ball particularly well all the time and has not been called on to throw it a lot. But good call by Mike McLaughlin as well. And as we said, I think the Indians looking run, thinking run with a guy as talented and as dangerous as Beerwald in the backfield that we saw just a moment ago. They had to be planning for it. And it was a great call right there by Mike McLaughlin and a well-thrown pass by Todd George. It's not picture-perfect, tight spiral, zip, and everything else, but it was thrown right where it needed to be, hit Alderman in stride for the touchdown.
And there you see Jason Hansen once again, who has gotten to work out. Both of his earlier kickoffs have been deep into the end zone. And Mike Wood and Greg Rogan are back deep to see whether they can have a chance to return this kickoff. And it doesn't appear that they will have that chance, as this time Wood goes back about 8 yards deep and says thank you very much. And North Central will be out at the 20-yard line to start this possession with 2:01 to go still here in the first half.
Fielding practice.
That's about what it is.
That's what Woods had.
Shagging balls for Hansen.
Boy.
He's got a powerful leg. North Central still with plenty of time to go down the field here and put some points on the board, as they have, as we mentioned, better than 2 minutes to move 80 yards here. Haugen on first down, incomplete, looking for Dewey. Good coverage right there by the cornerback, Jeff Stone, for the Meade Panthers.
Stone was kind of asking, hey, how come you didn't throw a flag? Because DePaulo gave him a shove. Well, he was trying to chase after the football, and it might be a legitimate question why there wasn't a little bit of a warning there. Good shove by the wide receiver, kind of the reverse that time.
One thing here North Central has to watch out for as well is that if they throw 3 incomplete passes here, they're going to have to punt, and Meade will have plenty of time to score yet again. Penalty flags down as Haugen throws downfield, incomplete, as I believe that was Rogan coming out of the backfield that he was looking for there. But the penalty flag is down, and we will wait and see what that is. Probably a hold or an illegal block of some sort. It is a holding call. Intended receiver there was Doug Morgan, number 80 rather than 30.
I think it was Kevin McLaughlin, I believe, who checked into the
20?
backfield that time. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a little tough reading that all the way down the sideline, and unfortunately for Kevin in his first play, didn't really get a chance to warm up. Kind of tripped on a seam in the turf. That's what it was. Tripped on a seam in the turf on the.
Well,
yeah, that's it.
We I used up about all the options there. 30, 80, 20. I didn't have many others I could go to.
Well,
it didn't look like a 4.
We've seen option football all night long, so
give everybody credit. How's that? And the hold moves the ball back to the 10-yard line. The penalty was accepted, so now it's 2nd and 20 from the 10-yard line.
Interesting, the scoreboard really trying to make it tough, has the Indians 2nd and 80. Well, now they make the corrections.
Haugen on the draw to Gottlich. Not much there. Lost the ball, but I think North Central recovers at the 13-yard line. One of the Indians, Johnny, on the spot right there. And the Meade Panthers want a timeout, as I believe the recovery was made by Bruce Duncan, the center.
Yeah, fortunately, Duncan and Aiden had thrown their blocks and were both sort of lying there in a heap, as it were, next to one another. And the ball kind of rolled up right next to them. They both fell on top of a Duncan on the ball, Aiden on Duncan, and they managed to hang on to the ball. Good passing statistics for Craig Haugen, that should be in the first half, 5 out of 9, and the touchdown pass, of course, to Wood.
So the gain got out to the 13 for 3 yards. It'll now be 3rd down and 17 here for the Indians with 1:39 to go in the half. Meade is out of timeouts, by the way, being as how they used 2 back there on that point after situation. And Haugen will throw again with pressure on. Has a reception at the 15-yard line, but that's all he's going to get, as Dewey made the reception and Romish made the stop on Dewey. So he got a couple of yards on that one, and Meade is going to have some time left to get on the scoreboard. And remember the good kicker that they have, Jason Hansen.
Interesting to see here, Larry, whether McLaughlin will decide to put 10 men on the line and go for the block, or whether they'll try to set Bearwald for the return and get the ball in good position. They're banking away from the line of scrimmage right now.
Bearwald will stand near his 45-yard line to receive this punt from Haugen. Here comes the rush. Haugen gets it away. They run into him. Will they throw a flag? I don't believe so. And the ball will take a big hop. Nobody from North Central touched the ball, and it rolls all the way to the 18-yard line. A 3-yard punt. Why none of the Indians touched that ball before it started moving back downfield, I'll never know. They stood there and let it roll, and that was that, and it ends up being a 3-yard punt. That ball might have been partially blocked, by the way, and maybe that's why there was no roughing the kicker, because people definitely made contact with Haugen. So all of a 3-yard punt here, and there's 50 seconds to go. The clock is running, and Meade is threatening for more points. George to Bearwald, who drops the ball, and now he'll run it, and he has the corner open. Bearwald, penalty flags down, and he goes to the 6-yard line. I think we're going to have an illegal block here, but what a great run. Bearwald dribbled the ball on the ground for a while, picked it up, reversed his field, and just about broke it for a touchdown, but probably with the aid of an illegal block. Yep, a clip. And we'll have a chance to look at Bearwald right here. Now watch him. He doesn't get a whoopsie-daisy. Doesn't get the clean handle on it. Dribbles it, now picks it up and takes off. And we'll see whether we get a look at the illegal block right there. 77 on 29. Not much of an illegal block, but I guess enough of one to call the penalty. And the ball goes back to about the 41-yard line. There's 31 seconds to go here in the first half of action. Mead still with time to get into field goal range. Hansen is good at least for a 50-yarder. So they would need about another 8 or 9 yards for that. First down and 32 here. George with the screen on to Miracle. 34-yard line. There's 9 seconds to go. The clock is running because Mead has no timeout, and the half will end as they will not be able to get Hansen out on the field in time for the field goal attempt. So the half is over. Mead has a 17-6 lead in this one. At halftime, the Mead marching band will be out on the field. They have an outstanding band, and they will be fun to watch at halftime of this one. They are 150 members strong, led by Mike Warner. They've been in the Rose Bowl Parade, the Orange Bowl Parade, the Portland Rose Festival, and the Apple Blossom Parade. So it's an outstanding band, and we'll have a chance to look at them at halftime as they start their convergence out onto the field. Todd Pickett is down on the field. We'll have a talk with Mead head coach Mike McLaughlin here, I believe, in just a matter of moments. We'll have the prep preview coming up. We will also have Stars of Tomorrow. We'll have a first half recap. That and a whole lot more coming up for you here at halftime of this one in just a little while. 17-6, the Mead Panthers have the lead at halftime of this one. Now let's go down to the field, and here's Todd Pickett.
With Mike McLaughlin, Mead High School head coach Mike, a great play to Alderman for the touchdown. That has to do a lot to boost a young man's confidence. Todd George, who threw the ball right in stride for him.
Yeah, something we've been working on a little bit, and people are cheating with us, playing a little tight up on the run. I think the key to that drive, though, was Jeff Bearwald's 2 or 3 runs to set that up. That is the first time he has run like that since about third game of the season, and it is a welcome sight to see Jeff Bearwald back.
What did you see that allowed you to make the call to Alderman at that time?
They're just cheating up a little bit. You know, we haven't thrown the ball, and their corners are coming hard in the quick pitch, so we try to soften them up a little bit.
They've done a pretty good job throwing the ball. Haugen perhaps is most accurate this year.
We knew that going in, that he would throw the ball, and Dewey's a very good receiver, and you know, that's something we need to work on. We had people there. We just missed a tackle. Kid made a nice run. This is a good football game. I feel very fortunate to be ahead by this many points, 11.
Boom formation doing a great job for you tonight again.
Boom, boom.
Thanks, Mike. Mike McLaughlin, head coach of the Mead Panthers. His team on top at halftime, 17-6. More halftime activities from Albee Stadium after we take this time out.
Slow down. That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down. That crisp ain't going nowhere.
Why rush through these honey-touched flakes?
The taste ain't gonna drown.
'Cause no Raisin Flake cereal stays crisper in milk.
That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down.
A Halloween birthday party on ice. Halloween night helps celebrate KAYU's 5th birthday with 5 hours of costume skating at the Ice Palace. Win park passes, pizza from Domino's, or special gifts for those disguised as KAYU program characters. Plus, there'll be enough candy from Yoke's Pack and Save to sweeten the disposition of any cooler goblin. A Halloween birthday party on ice. 7 to midnight at the Ice Palace in Riverfront Park.
The action's in the ring. The excitement's in your home each week right here on the WWF Superstars of Wrestling. You'll see the top stars of the World Wrestling Federation. Join us at ringside for great action and excitement. It's the Superstars of Wrestling.
Your seats behind the ropes here on KAYU, Saturday morning at 9.
Is TV Guide a magazine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the thing you get in the Sunday paper this section, the TV section, a magazine?
It's not a magazine.
The best thing on television.
There's the Mead marching band performing at halftime of this ball game at Joe Albee Stadium. It's 17-6. The Mead Panthers have the lead. And join us now as we introduce Stephanie Asen, a senior at Shadle Park High School. She's a volleyball player you'll really dig.
This week, KAYU pays special tribute to a young lady whose net worth is extraordinary. Stephanie Asen, a senior at Shadle Park High School, has set high goals for herself, being a center figure for the volleyball team.
Stephanie's a very talented athlete physically, as well as she's very, very bright. And she plays center for me, which requires one person on the floor that's constantly in control, knows what's happening, knows which hitter's on, what's open on the other side of the court. So she has to be the real thinker. And Stephanie definitely has those talents. And she's our team captain, so she's also one of the most highly regarded members of our team. She's very sensitive, very human, and very giving in terms of her support to her teammates. She's the only player on my team that's a 3-year letter winner, so she just adds a lot of maturity and experience to the team.
Stephanie volleys a hectic schedule: honor society, calculus, volleyball, and varsity cheerleading.
Really, right now it's kind of hard because of volleyball practice, I miss mostly soccer games and cross country, but I make it to most of the football games and cheer there.
Shadle Park has extreme support for the GSL leading girls volleyball team.
Basically, it has a lot to do with this school and the people who go to this school, because the reputation and stuff that Shadle Park has for volleyball, and especially the people, the kids that go through the school are all really, I mean, volleyball's just like, really, everybody goes to see volleyball and stuff, and the coaches are wonderful. I love my coaches, and I know, this is a great sport to play here. The year before last, we went to state and took first. Last year, we went to state and took fourth, and this year our prospects are pretty good.
Basically, everybody likes a winner, and we've been lucky enough to be very successful for the last few years.
Although Stephanie is set on a college and business career, she will be missed at Shadle Park.
I love her to bits. I can't imagine she's a senior and going to graduate. I mean, she feels like she's one of my own kids at this point, so very attached to her.
Congratulations, Stephanie, on being chosen this week's Star of Tomorrow.
All sugar-free gums help you fight cavities, but Extra is the only leading sugar-free gum that helps fight cavities and gives you extra long-lasting flavor. The only one. Extra sugar-free gum. Among sugar-free gums, Extra is unsurpassed in fighting cavities, and Extra is the only leading sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, and the only one with refreshing flavor that lasts extra long. Extra sugar-free gum with NutraSweet, the only leading sugar-free gum that fights cavities and lasts extra long.
America's newest secret weapon is just 16 years old. His name is Beans Baxter. His mission is to stop this man, Mr. Sue, leader of deadly terrorists who torture,
No, please,
murder, and corrupt the minds of America's youth. Beans' mom doesn't know her son's a spy. Can he save the world and still get home in time for supper? It's the new adventures of Beans Baxter. Saturday on Fox Weekend Television.
And we are back at halftime on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. There you see the Mead Marching Band. Their ball club has a 17-6 lead at halftime of this one. Todd Pickett, a very impressive showing by the Mead offense, both on the ground and as it ended up through the air.
Yeah, Mike McLaughlin saying that he was surprised to be ahead by 11, but his offensive unit has really done a super job of moving the football tonight. Perhaps more air than we ever expected going into the game, but 203 yards of total offense for the Panthers in the first half. And we'll take a look at the opening touchdown for the Mead Panthers, and they really moved the ball with a whole host of talented running backs, but this is the guy they called Boom. And Miracle taking in, Wood trying to make a stop there, but he's already down low and on one knee, unable to stop Pete Miracle, and he takes it in for the touchdown for the Panthers to make it 7-0.
That's right. Jason Hansen added the point after touchdown, but North Central was able to come back, and they scored a touchdown and nearly equalized this ball game, but they missed a chance to go ahead when they missed a two-point conversion.
Indians doing a great job, and we'll see their touchdown coming up in just a second. A great individual effort by Mike Wood on the screen pass that goes in for the score. And again, as we mentioned, he had a chance to be grabbed by Welter, and we'll see it coming up right here as Haugen. Again, this is one of those safe passes. Wood just circled out from a split position back into the backfield right there. A good head fake to cause Welter to miss him. And after that, he's gone to the races. As you heard Mike McLaughlin say, they missed a tackle, just kind of taking a wrong angle more than anything else. And by the time the rest of the secondary catches up to Wood, he's gone. A guy with a lot of speed, a good running back, but he went for the 59-yard touchdown. Indians, of course, going for two and missed, and the Panthers adding a field goal and another score to put it 17-6 in favor of the Mead Panthers. At halftime there, you see some of the totals. Of course, that's more yards passing than the Panthers have had in any game all year. They had just 132 yards coming into the contest for the season for Todd George, so 67 passing now in the half. 2:03 the time of possession, and first downs really in favor of the Panthers as well, and they enjoy a 17-6 lead at halftime. We'll have more of our halftime activities from Albee Stadium on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. Right now we take this time out with the Panthers on top.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
Next time on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Captain, we're passing Warp 5.
A warp speed malfunction hurls the Enterprise to the far reaches of space.
Data, what distance have we traveled? 2,700,000 light years, sir.
To a galaxy where the crew's thoughts...
This can't be. You've been...
Dead.
...become reality. A spellbinding journey where none have gone before on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Saturday at 7 on KAYU.
Sexy. Different.
Funny. Got the whole house to myself. It's like I died and went to... Oh, yeah. Hell.
Unpredictable. Classy. Sunday on Fox. There's nothing else like it on television.
It's halftime here on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. Mead with a 17-6 advantage. And it's time now to take a look at the prep preview and some other exciting sporting events going on in the GSL this week. Tomorrow night football, Shadle Park against U High at Albee at 6:15. The outside game at 7:30. Central Valley is at home against Moses Lake from the Big Nine. At 8:30, Lewis and Clark against Gonzaga Prep at Albee. Todd, some big games there.
Yep, good matchups, and as we've mentioned, a chance to lock up some championships as well. The Bullpups going to state, and trust me on this one. Next Thursday is not November 59th, honest. It'll be November 5th, though, and Ferris will take on Mead at 5:30, and then Gonzaga Prep beats North Central in the Channel 59 Game of the Week. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. And girls soccer, we want to congratulate the Mead High School Panthers. They clinched first place with a victory yesterday. They're 14-0. Ken Linus of the Panthers set a new single-season scoring record, 31 goals in those 14 games already. University has clinched second place as well, and U-High will take on the number 3 team later on for the number 2 state berth to playoffs. So congratulations to those teams in soccer. Take a look at next Wednesday's girls action as well, and you see the Mead Panthers and U-High will both be in action in those matchups.
And then, of course, we move to volleyball. Friday night's games, tomorrow night's games. North Central against Mead and Rogers taking on Ferris. Those are 7 o'clock matches. Tuesday, November 3rd, Rogers against CV. Ferris and North Central, University and Lewis and Clark, and Mead and Gonzaga Prep. And there's the Thursday, November 5th games as well. Really, Todd, Shadle and Ferris, it'll all come down to them here in just a little while.
That's right. Shadle Park 13-0 now in the volleyball standings. They've won 24 matches in a row. Ferris in second at 11-1. Mead at 9-3. And again, good luck to the individuals and teams who are getting set for the state cross-country meet. It's halftime at Albee Stadium on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. The Mead Panthers lead the North Central Indians 17-6.
A Halloween birthday party on ice. Halloween night helps celebrate KAYU's 5th birthday with 5 hours of costume skating at the Ice Palace. Win park passes, pizza from Domino's, or special gifts for those disguised as KAYU program characters. Plus, there'll be enough candy from Yoke's Pack and Save to sweeten the disposition of any cooler goblin. A Halloween birthday party on ice. 7 to midnight at the Ice Palace in Riverfront Park.
Slow down.
That's crispy wheats and raisins.
Slow down.
That crisp ain't going nowhere.
Why rush through these honey-touched flakes?
The taste ain't gonna drown.
'Cause no Raisin Flake cereal stays crisper in milk.
That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down.
All right, there you see the score at halftime on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. the Mead Panthers with that lead, scoring 10 consecutive points in the second quarter of play to come away with that halftime lead. And Mead will be kicking off, by the way, in the second half of play, most likely to North Central. So we'll see that in just a little while. Now let's go down to the field with Todd Pickett.
17-6, Mead on top at halftime here at Albee Stadium, and our guest this week is Don Tipke, manager of Country Home Supply, your local True Value dealer, and the Panthers on top at halftime. Don, that's going to be a little gladdening to you. You've got all sorts of Mead connections in the family, right?
Right. I'm a graduate of Mead. I've got aunts, uncles, cousins, and still got them in Mead. Relatives. And
now you've got folks working there and come out and boost. How many people are out here tonight watching the game from the family?
Well, 3 that I know of, my mother and my sister, besides myself. They're up here. My sister's a teacher at Mead, and my mother's retired from the Mead Cooks Department. So we've been there a long time, ever since Mead started about. You can go out in the pictures in the hall up there and find them back in the 20s that graduated from Mead, and we still got a few nieces and nephews going there.
Been a pretty good effort by the Panthers tonight.
Yeah, looks like they're doing all right. Hopefully they'll continue. We're also a still dealer. I'd like to get in a little commercial here. We'd like to present you with a still hat, make you an honorary chainsaw salesman from Country Homes.
Okay.
Besides being a True Value dealer.
Well, we also want to thank you and True Value, a major supporter of high school football and GSL Game of the Week. And Don, thanks for coming by once again.
Thank you, Todd.
Don Tipke, manager of Country Home Supply, your local True Value dealer. The Mead Panthers on top at halftime. More activities after this.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
We want fish sticks that come out of a microwave crunchy, not soggy.
That's why we created new Gorton's microwave crunchy fish sticks and fillets.
But are they crunchy?
They're mild white fish with no preservatives.
But are they crunchy?
Packed in Gorton's advanced microwave containers.
But are they?
So they come out crunchy.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Trust Gorton's for fish the way you want it. New Gorton's microwave crunchy and regular crunchy. The same great fish cooked however you want.
It's 17-6. The Panthers lead after the first half of play here. And now let's take a look at what the life of a Panther is like with a slideshow prepared by the Mead students and staff.
Mead Senior High School, one of the Northwest's outstanding high schools, is located in the north suburbs of Spokane. However, Mead is a distinct and separate school district with a rich diversity of students from all walks of life. With an enrollment of over 1,600 students, Mead is one of the largest high schools in eastern Washington. And with a staff of over 100, Mead is able to offer a broad curriculum reflecting the varied interests and backgrounds of the students. Mead is especially proud of its fine academic achievements, boasting 4 National Merit semifinalists and 16 National Merit Commended students. Quite an accomplishment for one school. Mead students are keenly aware of the value of a continuing education. Each year, 80% of the graduating class continue their education at the many fine schools available to them. The colleges are well aware of Mead graduates, offering 105 scholarships last year. Activities are an important part of the program at Mead High School, and students turn out for activities at Mead with over 70% of the students involved in the many varied programs. And for new students, activities are an ideal way to make new and worthwhile friendships. Perhaps Mead's greatest strength is the friendly rapport felt between the faculty and students. The teachers try to help the students, giving them guidance and knowledge for their entry into adult life. The students at Mead are friendly and eager, approaching their studies and activities with unmatched enthusiasm. The Mead community and parents are known for their support of education and are justifiably proud of the accomplishments of their students at Mead Senior High School.
Well, there's a good look at Mead High School here in just a moment. At halftime, Todd Pickett will be talking with North Central head football coach Jerry McCullough. His team trails by 11 at halftime of this one. The score 17-6 on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. As there you take a look at some of the folks here this evening. at Joe Albi Stadium on a very pleasant night. Now let's follow the Indians' warpath to North Central High School with a slideshow prepared by the North Central students and staff.
This is North Central High School. North Central has the distinction of being both the newest and the oldest high school in Spokane. Founded in 1908, the school has served approximately 30,000 students over the past 77 years. The opening of the new building in 1981 not only doubled the size of the campus, but also improved the facilities and school environment. Likewise, the educational program has expanded to meet the changing times. Curriculum in the areas of math and science include both advanced and remedial classes. Computer science has, of course, been added, while many social studies and language arts courses are required. North Central also offers a variety of electives including French, German, Spanish, Japanese, journalism, drama, sociology, and psychology, and music. A wide array of vocational opportunities both in the classroom and on the job await North Central students in 3 departments: home and family life, business education, and industrial arts. North Central's physical education department stresses lifetime sports and physical well-being in its curriculum. In addition, students have the opportunity to learn safe driving techniques. Of obvious importance to students is the extensive field of the arts. North Central has many offerings in fine arts, music, and theater. Some of the unique and interesting aspects of the new North Central include a modern, often used library. The commons area is used for classes, studies, small group discussions, social events, and of course, lunch. The real emphasis at North Central High School is on students, where each one of the 1,600 is proud to be a North Central Indian.
Two of the outstanding high schools in the Greater Spokane League, Mead and North Central, doing battle on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. We'll be back in just a moment.
Monday, where's your TV guide?
On top of the television.
And the Sunday TV section from the newspaper is where?
Wrapped around the fish.
Around the what?
Fish.
Fireplace, garbage, demonstrated kindling.
Down the garbage chute.
We never use it because this has everything in it.
What has everything? What do you mean?
This.
Oh, that.
Buy TV Guide. It's the best thing on television.
Where's the Sunday TV section on Monday?
Probably thrown out in the garbage.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad.
Look what they've done to my oatmeal.
Look what they've done to oatmeal. Why, for goodness sakes, now in crispy flakes. For a whole new taste to feel. Look what they've done to oatmeal.
New oatmeal raisin crisp. Big crispy flakes made with real oatmeal, raisins, and bits of almonds. And that's what we've done to oatmeal.
I can't believe my eyes, a crispy new surprise for a whole new taste to feel. Look what they've done to oatmeal.
KAYU boasts the beefiest sports season ever. Mariner baseball concludes an exciting season to give way to Sonics basketball, Pac-10 basketball, Husky highlights, the Dennis Erickson Show, the Chuck Knox Show, feature Cougar and Husky football, and of course the Greater Spokane League High School Football Game of the Week, live from Joe Albi Stadium. A season pass to the hottest games is right here on KAYU, your sports station.
After all, the same face, night after night. A gun.
What?
A knife. Uh-huh.
Dead?
A scarf. Perfect.
What
Oh, my heart. My poor, poor heart.
Weekdays at 2 on KAYU.
It's Mead and North Central this week, but next week, don't miss the excitement as the Rainier Bank Game of the Week brings you a contest between the Gonzaga Prep Bullpups and the North Central Indians. It'll be followed on Friday by a slam dunk super season of Sonic basketball as they take on the LA Lakers. That's happening next week, Thursday and Friday on KAYU, your sports station. The teams have taken the field once again here at Joe Albi Stadium. We'll be ready for the second half in just a moment. As is the tradition of Disney, they've got a colorful gala presentation for every occasion. Tomorrow night at 5, don't miss the Halloween Hall of Fame with all your favorites combined in a tribute to this haunted holiday. That's Halloween Hall of Fame tomorrow on the wonderful world of Disney at 5 o'clock right here on KAYU. That should be interesting on the world of Disney. Now let's go down to the field. Here's Todd Pickett.
With North Central head coach Jerry McCullough. Coach, this has really been sort of a game of momentum at times in the first half. You stop them on that punt formation and boom, get a touchdown. They come back, bottle you up here, and all of a sudden break the big touchdown as well.
They're a good football team, and we've had some breaks, and we just haven't capitalized on them. They've taken advantage of a lot of things, mistakes that we've made. So what we have to do the second half is take advantage of the passing game that they're giving us, and then I think we'll be all right. You know, we're a touchdown out of the game, and you know, another touchdown from winning it. So it's not as bleak as it really looks because we've proven that we can move the ball. They're a good football team. They're taking away our run right now, so we have to soften them up with the pass, and then we'll get the job done. I think the key to this game is the way their defensive line is playing right now.
Craig's done a super job of throwing the ball.
Yes, he has. He's getting a little rattled. They're pressuring him a little bit, and so the last drive or two, we've kind of looking rather shaky at best, but he's doing all right, and he's got his confidence back, so I would anticipate a pretty good second half out of Craig.
Coach, if you had to make a change at nose guard, we noticed you were getting some good play there, and you had to substitute. Is there an injury there?
Yeah, Mike Cooney hurt his ankle, and he probably will not be back the second half. But we have a pretty good kid for a backup, and he'll do a good job for us there.
Mike did a great job. We just wanted to check on that and make sure. Almost ready for the kickoff. We'll let you get back over with your young men. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry McCullough, head coach of the North Central Indians, just about ready for the second half kickoff. Larry, back upstairs to you.
Okay, thanks, Todd. And we are just about set for the second half kickoff. The Mead Panthers will be doing that. Jason Hansen will have that duty. And we're just about ready to go here for the second half in the Rainier Bank game of the week. Mead up 17-6, but North Central will have the first crack at it here in the second half. Thus far, if tradition holds up, they won't get a chance to return this kickoff, as Jason Hansen has kicked off 3 times thus far in the ball game, and he's booted all of them into the end zone. Back deep to receive, Mike Wood and Greg Rogan. And they will have an opportunity to return this kickoff. There's the score on the Rainier Bank game of the week. I'm Larry Weir along with Todd Pickett. And we're just about set to go here as the officials holding things up for just a moment or two while everybody gets all set to go. And the second half will begin. We mentioned that Ferris, or rather that Mead, was the #1 rushing team in the league, and they had quite a bit of rushing offense in the first half of play, averaging nearly 240 yards per ball game on the ground. They had better than half that mark in the first half of play. Jeff Beerwald finished the first half with 80 yards on 13 carries. He had an outstanding half. And remember, he needed 210 to go to the 1,000-yard mark on the season. So he needs a big second half to get there. I have a holdup down there, and I'm really not sure what's going on, as everybody appears to be ready to go, but the officials are not letting play go on at this time, and I'm really not sure exactly why this is, but this is what's happening, and so there's no particular reason that we know of for the delay, and so we are waiting for Jason Hansen here to kick off the football and start the second half of play. Mead Panthers up 17-6, and now we are underway here in the second half. Hansen with another impressive kickoff. This also will not be returned. 7 yards deep. Mike Wood will not have a chance to return it, and it'll be North Central's football as we get ready to start the second half of play here. The first scrimmage play for the Indians, who have been impressive through the air in the first half of play. Greg Haugen has that 1 touchdown pass to Mike Wood, the 44-yard screen pass or swing pass. And we'll see what the Indians can do with it right here. Really could have had another touchdown in the first half of play, but were held on a first and goal situation from the 10-yard line. Haugen gives it away to Mike Wood, who gets only a yard before he's dumped. As a good play right there by Jim Cotter, the defensive right tackle for Mead, number 68, 220-pound senior. Wood got 1. It's second down and 9. Wood has been limited in the yardage he's had on the ground here in the first half of play. We will continue with that thought in just a second. Second down and 9 for North Central. Haugen on the option. Gets hit at the 22-yard line and dropped. Good play by the linebacker, David Cohen, number 82, to stop Haugen with only a yard or so. It'll now be third down and 8. In most of the ball games that NC has won or done very well in, Mike Wood has had a lot of yards rushing. They lost against North Central. Wood had a -22 yards rushing in that ball game. There's Haugen's statistics. You had a look at them just a moment or two ago. Yeah, Wood also he had a big day against University, even though they lost, but most of the other ball games he's had an outstanding day in, and they've been North Central wins. Haugen to throw, and he's sacked at the 15-yard line. Good pressure once again coming through there. I believe Jason Lathrop from his linebacker position to make the sack, so they had a little blitz going on right there, and Lathrop does get the sack, the first of the ball game, and Haugen will punt it away as North Central stalls out in their first possession of the ball game here in the second half. Bearwald back deep to return this punt. He's standing inside the 50-yard line. And there he is with his first half statistics. Better than 6 yards per carry. The rush is on. Haugen's kick end over end and short, goes out of bounds well into North Central territory at the 43-yard line. So a 28-yard punt by Craig Haugen, and the Mead Panthers will have it first down and 10 in North Central territory, trying for another touchdown that will put them in a very commanding position in this ball game. They already lead 17-6 with 10:16 to go, third period.
Glad we got a chance there, Larry, to double check on Mike Cooney. Who'd see him check out for a while. I wanted to make sure after the good effort he'd done, and Dan Picard has been playing in for him in the middle.
Cooney had a great first half of action till he had to go out.
Well, he's back in now. Hang on just a second. He is there back at the nose guard.
Okay, it'll be fun to watch here and see how long he can hang in there. First down play, I believe that's Miracle, and there isn't too much there for him. Maybe a yard, and that's about it. Either Miracle or Yakeley. We'll wait and see as they unstack. It was Yakeley. Yakeley gets a yard. That's about it. Cooney right there on the stop, number 60, back in there, even though he's got a bad ankle.
It had to, in fact, missed almost all of the second quarter. The Mead drives that really started to get ground through the middle. I thought that was a key difference. So, you know, to the Indians' benefit, they'll hope to keep him there as long as they can.
Second down, 9 from the 43. And now Mead has to take a timeout as they couldn't get Yakeley in the position they wanted him into. And we'll be back in just a moment. This is the Rainier Bank Game of the Week. The Mead Panthers have the advantage in the third quarter.
When your home's not properly winterized, it can seem like you've never come in from the cold. So come into a True Value hardware store and get a patio door insulating kit by 3M for inside or out. Your choice, only $8.44. Keep pipes from freezing with wrap-on heat tape, just $4.99. Then seal cracks to help stop drafts with Polycell foam sealant for only $3.99. And keep your furnace running efficiently with a new air filter. They're just 59 cents each at participating True Value hardware stores.
Slow down.
That's crispy wheats and raisins.
Slow down.
That crisp ain't going nowhere.
Why rush through these honey-touched flakes?
The taste ain't gonna drown.
'Cause no Raisin Flake cereal stays crisper in milk.
That's crispy wheats and raisins. Slow down.
In 9:38 to go here in the third period of play. Mead with the football. Second down and 9. George, perhaps on a broken play, will be near the first down, right around the 33-yard line. Bob Thornton right there on the tackle for the North Central Indians, along with Phil Van Hoot.
You can tell when defenders aren't happy like they were on that play, kind of get fooled. They all just kind of accidentally bang into him as he gets up, you know, just kind of bump, oops, sorry, you know, and a little bump and grind on the way happens everywhere. You kind of get the contact that they feel they missed on the play.
It's going to be just short of the first down, so it'll be third down and inches here for the Panthers.
That's our backup camera crew, by the way, in case everything goes down.
Bearwald. First down as he went spinning and twisting near the 32-yard line. Good effort there by Bearwald to get the first down. He was hit in the backfield by Dan Winters, the defensive end, which would have been short of the first down, but Bearwald with good effort kept driving and got the first.
Interesting, the first third down conversion for the Panthers tonight. Of course, they just like to make it interesting on those fourth and shorts instead, but with everything else that they've done very well, just 1 for 6 in third down conversions tonight, a little surprising.
There you see the ball on the 32 of North Central, first down and 10 for the Mead Panthers. Now in motion, Yakeley And he'll set up out in the slot, be the lead blocker for Bearwald. 25-yard line near the first down, around the 22 before he stopped. Cam Stokes and Gottlich, or check that, Brian Aiden and Gottlich, the linebackers on the tackle.
Larry, I wouldn't be surprised if this were similar to what the Panthers were trying to set up before they called the timeout, running it to the short side of the field this time, but getting Yakeley out there in the flat area as an additional blocker for Bearwald. That's where they had the confusion and were forced to call time last time when they couldn't get Matt set up.
And another first down for the Mead Panthers. 7:54, clock running, third quarter. The Panthers up 17-6. Yakeley fumbled the ball. North Central's got it. I believe Cam Stokes fell on it at the 23-yard line. Cam Stokes with the recovery.
Well, watch this, and it almost looks like a little bit of a stretch for Todd George. Yakeley not able to really connect. He just never got the handle on it there. Whether they weren't in sync and didn't put it right in the right spot, and Cam Stokes just able to fall on the ball. It was there on the carpet for the taking. Actually, kind of surprised he didn't try to scoop it up and run with it. He might have been able to take it in without much interference. In high school, they can pick up the football.
And that was Cooney probably firing through there, too, that helped dislodge that ball. Although I don't think Yakeley ever had a good grip on it. Haugen to throw to Dewey, in and out of his hand, which is kind of rare to see Mike Dewey drop a ball at the 30-yard line, and it was very nearly intercepted.
Got to have a bit of a break there, actually. Kind of surprised David Cohen, the weak side linebacker. We'll see it again as Cohen there at the bottom of your screen will come over to cover. Dewey with just a little crossing pattern across underneath the linebackers behind him, and you can see Cohen surprised a little bit, ricocheted off his hands, and then Zane Smith couldn't get a grab at it.
Second down for North Central. They've had 4 plays here in the second half, and they have not garnered much yardage at all. Here it's second down and 10, some movement, and this play will be blown dead. We'll see who it's on this time. Todd, you're 0 for 1. Do you care to venture a guess?
Well, I think the quarterback said the snap was on 3, and the right side of the line decided it was on 2. And that's what happened.
Okay, you're 1 for 2. Illegal procedure, 4th penalty.
A reminder once again, at the end of the ball game, we'll be announcing the players of the week. Tom Price, Chrysler Plymouth, will be presenting $250 to the Greater Spokane League Player Recognition Fund to honor the offensive and defensive players of the game. That'll come up at the end of tonight's broadcast.
Second down and 15 for the North Central Indians. Haugen wants to throw, got hit from the backside. They're going to rule this a fumble, and I believe Zane Smith got it for Mead. Haugen slow in getting up.
Yeah, Craig was shaken up a little bit. It was David Cohen with a blitz from his weak side linebacker position, and Smith able to get the fumble. The key, of course, to this is whether or not the quarterback's arm is going forward. Right here at the bottom of your screen is Cohen. You'll see him come in from the weak linebacker position as the running back unable to pick up both men. Cohen makes the hit, and the ball will go forward. Mike Wood, you can see at the bottom of the screen going, oh, I was open if only I had the ball, and Zane Smith recovers for the Panthers.
At the 20-yard line, first down and 10 here for Mead. George. Penalty flags down as he takes it inside the 10-yard line. We're going to have an illegal block or a clip or something. I'm really not sure. Is that a design play or is that a broken play?
Well, it was very curious. I think it's a hold, yeah, to allow him to get the spot. It was a very interesting play with some of the misdirection, and I think they caught Dave Hammond. Let me change that and correct that. Mike Rogers with the hold, rather, on the corner. But a play with a lot of misdirection, and that the rest of the backfield went left. Bearwald went toward the pitch, and it really opened up a hole for Todd George to keep it. He showed pretty good speed as well on the play. We'll take a look at it again. See everybody else going left, including Bearwald to counter. Then they cut back, so you've already got the flow of direction going the wrong way. You have to respect Bearwald at the pitch, and then George able to get out there as well. But the hold on the corner, I think, on Rogers, which allowed him to get running room to the side there.
That's a nice little play. We may see more of that. We've seen it a couple of times here in the second half. First down and 19 now for the Panthers. They really load up the left side, and here's Bearwald. Student body right, Skizik in front, or student body left, excuse me. Skizik in front, and he takes it down to about the 24. Good for about 5.
The Indians really have done a good job of covering that pitch most times. Both Pethers and Mike Wood coming out that time. Wood run support from his free safety spot, and Pethers doing a good job of containing on the defensive end. But again, the more they cheat out to the side because of that, the more they have to respect the run inside. It opens up the holes for the Panthers once again, and they've really done a good job of mixing things up tonight.
Bearwald got 6. He's nearing the 100-yard mark now in the ball game. 6 minutes to go, third quarter. Second down here for the Panthers. George to throw, looking for Alderman. Just off his hands, incomplete. Nice effort by Alderman, but the pass is incomplete. Coverage, I believe, by Van Hoot.
That's what the run does for you. Van Hoot immediately going towards the line of scrimmage with the ball fake on the handoff allows Alderman all the room he'd need for the pass. And Todd George, again, nice touch on that one, just off the fingertips of Alderman, who was wide open in the corner. Just a simple streak route down the near sideline.
3rd down 13 here for the Panthers. They'll have a couple of wide receivers. Day Gorman goes out, top of the screen. Alderman in the slot inside of him. George to throw again. And this one's going to be intercepted. Taking the ball out to about the 14 or 15 yard line for the North Central Indians is, I think, Cam Stokes.
This is something that happens a lot with high school quarterbacks, just tunnel vision. What they do is take both wide receivers left to right. They're bringing Bearwald out of the backfield, and Todd George is going to throw it to Bearwald no matter what happens. And there's just so many defenders back there that the ball gets picked off and intercepted by Jeff Henry in as an extra defensive back. And as you saw, there were just too many white shirts there. It's one of those things, and it happens with young quarterbacks. They don't get a chance to read the field. They're not used to doing it. Their mind is made up at the snap of the ball. That's where it's going, and that's what happened.
6th time this year, George has been picked off. And so now with 5.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, North Central will attempt to capitalize on a turnover, although they've got the entire field to drive. Wood takes it out to about the 18-yard line. Check it, Rogan carrying the ball. He takes it out to about the 18. Got 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Really interesting. We played this entire quarter really at this end of the field, but with 3 turnovers, the ball ping-ponging back and forth. Neither side has much to show for it at all.
And a few turnovers, as you said, and nobody really able to capitalize on them. Mead's had a couple of chances, but they still hold that 17-6 lead. Nothing there. Good defense by Mead, as they had a couple of guys really shooting through there. Jason Lathrop, the linebacker, 33, was the main man, and there was nothing there for North Central.
Lathrop coming in a very strong position that time, again around the outside, and run support from the strong linebacker spot was untouched. He made the initial hit with Mark Samuels occupying the blockers.
McLaughlin was the ball carrier there, not much there. Got it out to the 21, perhaps, for 3. It'll be 3rd down here. Fumble on that one. Mead, I think, is going to come away with this. We'll wait and see. Cohen says Mead has the ball. There are certainly plenty of blue shirts there, and the Panthers do have it. John Keck recovering the fumble, number 58.
This is another bad exchange between quarterback and running back, as the Panthers had problems before. You can see Haugen having to reach just a little bit on it, and again unable to get it. And Keck on the ground there will come up with it for the Panthers as it rolls loose.
So yet another turnover, and Mead has another chance, this time at about the 21-yard line of North Central. Bearwald shifts up into the slot now to the left side. They give it to Yakeley. Big opening for Yakeley. He takes it down to about the 12-yard line. He'll be near a 1st down, but I believe maybe just a little bit short. We'll wait and see as they unstack. Several white-shirted North Central Indians right down around that play again, as they've been gang tackling well all game long. Getting a lot of people around the football, but I guess you're going to have a lot of people around the football sometimes when they get close to the secondary.
Panther shuttle system this time with the wide receivers as Gorman comes in for Alderman with the play.
And Bearwald's back in the backfield here on this 2nd and 1 play. Miracle in motion. Yakeley, the ball carrier, to the 6. For the 1st down, Bob Thornton, number 29 there on the tackle, along with the cornerback Martin Kane. But another 1st down for Mead.
There's a look at Mike McLaughlin giving the play to Alderman. The big front line for Mead. It's a thing for North Central right now where they did a good job, force the turnover, and you've got to call on your defense to go back in that pressure situation again. It's tough to continue to make those stops, especially having to go against the size of the Panther front line.
1st and goal here for the Panthers from the 6-yard line. Yakeley again, touchdown Mead. Nobody touched him. And Yakeley scores for the 4th time on the ground this season, and it's now a 23-6 ball game.
You'll see again the size of the Panther offensive line. Opening holes. Watch John Keck, 58, pull it on the right of your screen there and just kick out a huge hole for Yakeley. A good job by Steve Baker, the strong tackle, to help pin to the inside to open up that hole for the touchdown. A reminder, you're watching Greater Spokane League football on your sports station in the Inland Northwest, KAYU TV, Channel 28, Spokane.
Hansen for the point after touchdown. And that one's good again. 3 for 3 in the ball game for Jason Hansen, plus a field goal. Penalty flags come in. We'll sort it out for you in just a moment. The Mead Panthers hold a 24-6 lead.
BTNA, the Super Systems Company, offers a full line of AT&T products. The PC63, 10, and 12 with word processing, sales and inventory, database management, and more. The 6386 is an individual workstation or a network server. AT&T Fax sends documents across town or around the world in seconds. BTNA, the Super Systems Company, dedicated to full technical support, including free installation and training. Call BTNA, the technology experts, for today and tomorrow.
Shopping at Rosar's means getting the best, like USDA choice beef and seafood so fresh it's got people talking.
I wouldn't buy my meat anyplace else. I get fresh tiger shrimp here that really melt in your mouth.
All they sell is USDA choice beef. It's worth it.
Can't buy steak like this just anywhere.
Better, fresher, higher quality meats and seafood. That's what you'll find when you shop at Rosar's, because you're worth it.
They've got a double your money back guarantee on freshness. Now that's confidence.
So now Mead has extended their lead to 24-6. They've scored 17 consecutive points. 2:48 to go, third period.
We had a little scuffle on the extra point, Larry, and Dan Winters of North Central was caught with a personal foul. That's why they'll be kicking off from the 45-yard line now, and Winters was also ejected on the play because of the personal foul. And be interesting to see just what the Panthers will do here. Obviously, with a kicker with the leg of Hansen, the 45's no problem. Just let him kick left-footed and see what he does, just for the heck of it. I mean, he's a soccer player. He knows how to use both feet. Just see what he might do. Panthers could go for an onside kick here as well. They're overloaded strong to the left side. Doesn't hurt at all if you don't get it.
And that's what North Central's thinking of. They have most of their players right up close there. But no, it's going to be a little pooch kick to Wood. And some nice running by Mike Wood gets him out to around the 19-yard line. That could have ended up with North Central starting right around their 10-yard line, because Hansen just kind of pooched it out there away from Wood, who had to run across field to grab it, and then he did some nice running to get upfield. There's the scoring drive, and that was, I guess, 3 plays, 22 yards, and 1:18 on the time consumed. Yakeley with his 4th touchdown of the season. North Central with the ball, first down and 10 at their own 19. Haugen has a reception. That's DePaulo. DePaulo with the catch there, his 3rd of the ball game. He did not have a catch coming into this ball game. Has 3 tonight. That one good for a first down.
DePaulo's done a good job of catching the ball, and again, Haugen throwing it. They'll have to throw a lot more now to try to play catch-up in this situation.
So nice pick up there, a 16 out to the 35. First and 10 once again for North Central. Haugen again looking for Dewey. Got him. No, Dewey drops it again. Holy smoke, at the 50-yard line, right in his hands. Good pop put on him by Zane Smith, and Dewey's slow in getting up.
A little bit behind him as well as he went to make the grab. It's amazing that Dewey is as open as he is, because the Panthers, as you pointed out before, Larry, are really sending 2 players out after him. Cohen, the weak side linebacker, is there to stack him up and tie him up at the line of scrimmage, and then Zane Smith there to provide additional coverage as he gets into the secondary.
Second down here. I believe that last first down for North Central was their first of the second half of play. Haugen throws again and has a reception out to about the 43 or 44-yard line. Rogan, the 3rd leading receiver for this North Central ball club, gets about 8 or 9 on that one up near the 44-yard line.
In theory, of course, with that double coverage on Dewey, the most dangerous wide receiver for the Indians, it should allow them to hit other guys and find them in single coverage, such as Rogan out of the backfield. And it's another reason why DePaulo has had a good night as he has.
3rd down and a long yard here for the Indians. And they'll throw it. And that one's incomplete as Mike Wood turned left. And Haugen threw the ball as if he turned right, and it ended up being incomplete.
Good job of coverage by Tony Romish, the middle linebacker that time over the middle.
So now it brings up 4th down, and we'll see whether North Central goes ahead and decides to go for it here or not. They're bringing in a host of substitutions, and I think they're going to probably go ahead and punt it away here. That's what Mead's expecting. They have Bearwald in the ball game, back deep to receive.
Indians are still counting up, and in fact, they're going to have to sprint a little bit to get this play off.
And Haugen will kick. No, it's a fake, and the fake that's going to be short of the first down. They snap the ball to the up man, and good defense and good reactions there by Mead as Cohen was right there, among other players, to stop the up back, Mike Wood, from making it to the first down.
Yeah, the Panthers just swarmed to the ball so well that time. There was really nothing at all that Wood was able to do. They had guys coming from every which way. Brian Welder there along with Smith and Alderman also to provide some coverage. And good job by the Panthers special teams that time.
So they stopped him less than a yard short of the first down. So now first down for Mead, taking over once again in North Central territory. And there goes Jeff Bearwald. 39-yard line, and the ankle tackle by the fine nose guard Cooney stopped what would have been about a 20 or 25-yard gain at least.
You heard Mike McLaughlin say this is the best Bearwald has rushed in weeks. Watch Cooney in the middle. He'll bounce off the block from the center and then slide down the line of attack just when it looks as though Bearwald's ready to go. Cooney with the good job, stop him in the legs as Bearwald goes over the century mark once again.
And we have another quarterback in there for Mead once again, as Anderson. We'll see his second action of the ball game. Rod Anderson, the sophomore. 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. There goes Bearwald for a first down. They've got him by the jersey, and they'll haul him down about the 33 or 34-yard line as Brian Aiden was down there along with Mike Wood, and also on the stop, Matt Casa.
You know, one thing's to the Indians' benefit, and that is that Bearwald has not been able to break the game-breaking long, huge run tonight. He's had some impressive runs, but the Indians have done a fairly good job of containment on him and not allowed him to get free for the mega yardage he's gotten during the season.
His touchdown runs have been almost all of them long runs. 25, 33, 30, 20, 91, 26, 58. So he's broken some big ones this year. Hasn't done it in this ball game. There's Anderson on the first down play, spinning for maybe a yard, and that's going to be just about it. Jim Mosier on the tackle.
They try to run a little counter dive here, fake one way and then reverse and spin around, and Mosier does a nice job of getting off the block to make the tackle of Anderson. The timing a little off on that one as well as we come to the end of the quarter.
And so Mead extends their lead here on the Rainier Bank Game of the Week with a touchdown in the third quarter. They hold a 24-6 advantage as we head for period number 4.
Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom on Ice, starring Sport Goofy and all your Disney friends, is coming to Pullman's Beasley Coliseum live in person November 11th through the 15th. And Northtown Mall is proud to present Kids Discount Night, Thursday and Friday, November 12th and 13th at 7:30 p.m. All children under 12 will receive $1 off all tickets. Listen to the Apple KKPL 96 FM for details on how to win your tickets today. Come share this classic Disney tale with your family. See Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom on Ice.
This is not the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you were sitting in it, you'd be doing something very important. Discussing financial strategies with a Rainier personal banker. You'd get all the personal service you expect from Rainier, plus some financial ideas you might not expect, like new ways to manage money. No, this isn't the most comfortable chair in the world, but if you want a comfortable future,
Glad you could come in.
it's the only place to be.
Tom Price Chrysler Plymouth has your best deal right now on all new or used cars. Check out their 1987 model closeout sale. These guys are wheeling the deal. For instance, come see our great selection of New Yorkers, as low as $16,595, or the Chrysler LeBaron 4-door, 87s as low as $13,217, a savings of over $2,300. 87 LeBaron GTS is sale price $11,845, along with a great selection of Plymouth Caravels and Voyagers. See today's paper for details. Can you save in a new car? You bet you can. At Tom Price Chrysler Plymouth.
Fourth quarter from Joe Albi Stadium. In company with Todd Pickett, I'm Larry Weir. The Mead Panthers moving the football. They have a big lead, 24-6, and they also have the ball second down and about 9 from the Indian 32. Rod Anderson still in there at quarterback, and a couple of other new ball players in there as well for Mead. That man is not new. That's Jeff Bearwald. First down, 21-yard line. Cam Stokes makes the tackle for the North Central Indians.
He's not new, and neither is that success. And, you know, all credit to the Panther line once again for some outstanding blocking to spring him.
Panther line of Skisic, Servadius, Hildall, Keck, and Baker, and the tight end Chris Rich doing a fine job in this one. Day Gorman back into the ball game at a wide receiver.
Give credit too to Mike Rogers, Larry, who's done a good job at the guard position tonight.
Replaced Servadius, who was shaken up earlier in the ball game. First down now for the Panthers. Yakeley in motion. Bearwald on the pitch, trying to get around the corner. Gets to about the 11 or 12-yard line before he's tossed out of bounds. A lot of Indians down there on that one. Pethers, Mike Wood, also Jeff Henry.
You don't blame the Indians on this one. Watch as the play goes along. There aren't too many guys who want to try to take on Todd Skisic head-to-head here at 213 pounds leading the way. And you'll see Pethers come down to try to make the tackle. But, see, nobody challenges him for a while. And if you're a little DB there, you don't want to go up against that guy on the quick pitch. It's not fun at all. That's why there's all that room for Bearwald to continue to roll.
First down, no, second down and about a yard here for the Mead Panthers. Bearwald in motion. They give it to Miracle, who already has one touchdown in the ball game, and he takes it for first down yardage inside the 10 to about the 8. And that'll be another first down for the Mead Panthers, and they must be